Hello and welcome Summoners from everywhere. We're here live at Hello 82 for our Summoners Festival celebrating our 10-year Summoners War anniversary. And as well, we will now be starting our 2024 America's Summit Finals. You guys know him, you guys love him. Here's our casters.
Hello everybody and welcome to the America's Summit Grand Finals live in Los Angeles. My name is Evan. I'm one of the English casters today, and joining me at the table at the top of the peak, first of all, it's the illustrious, the currently red-haired, once in love. Then it is the self-proclaimed thickest of boys, stoic. And my brother from another mother, it's Seppi. But that's not all. We are also casting today in Portuguese and Spanish. Let me throw it over to our Portuguese casters.
Bom, infelizmente hoje não está aqui presente os nossos representantes brasileiros, mas 2025 tenha certeza que o Brasil vai dominar tudo.
É isso aí, Monaguinha, aproveitem o show e ano que vem é tudo nosso.
Dímelo, dímelo, dímelo. Sí, 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 estamos en vivo, mi amigo, mi amiga. Directamente desde Los Ángeles, representando a habla hispana, veamos quién es el flamante campeón de América.
So without further ado, you guys excited? So good, without further ado, let's get this Summit Finals on the road.
Go.
And let's see the most honesty. This rolling it. He needs to get it on the end. Then he got it. Oh my God! Oh, that is a beautiful holy ground.
Yes.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us here at the desk. We are live at the America's Summit Grand Finals. Tyler, a lot has led up to this point right now, man. We've had the monthly trials, the Goodwill lobbies, and now we've got our top 4 players today ready to risk everything for the grand prize.
Yeah, so all these players have climbed their way to the peak, right? We are here at the summit. We have 4 fantastic players ready to duke it out and see who is the Summit Grand Finalist.
Yes.
Who will be number 1.
Guys, how are you doing over there? Seppi, Stoic, welcome to the table.
We're doing great, Evan. We're super excited, man. We've got quite the tournament ahead of us. We've got incredible players, so many names that we've known, and a great face to see. Mendieta's here in America playing to represent his South American side of the bracket. It's awesome. Phenomenal.
Yes, it's great. And Seppi, we got some household names here too, man. We got True Whale, we got Thompson. Topa, your crowd control favorite.
2 of the former America's Cup champions in here, Evan. Incredible players. You know, Topa coming back into the stage, and like Stoic very well said, Mendieta representing Latin America, always exciting.
Yeah, and today, the way that we're starting this whole thing is we actually have an empty bracket at the beginning here. And in just a little bit, we're going to be bringing up the players to populate it together. And they're going to show us what the journey we're going to be taking looks like. Here's the prize pool that they're playing for today. First place is going to take away the lion's share of $2,500. Second place, $1,500. And then our third place is taking $500. So that means once we see the bracket, we are going to have a total of 4 games today. We're going to have semifinals, 2 games in semifinals. Then we're going to have a 3rd and 4th place match. And then finally, the grand finals to determine the America's Summit champion, to see who takes home the very first ever champion belt, Seppi.
Oh, that's incredible. That's a lot of packs, Evan, and
Yeah.
that prize pool.
It's a lot of packs, man. Yeah, maybe my second chandra's in there. Or something like that. Maybe my chakra's in there. Something. We'll be welcoming up those players soon. I believe we're starting with True Whale when it comes time. So like, what do we know about True Whale from his performance in the tournament?
What do we not know? There's just so much footage and so much that we get to hear about with True Whale, because he's always out there trying to compete, trying to stay on top. He was a point leader throughout all of Summit this year. You know, he was someone who competed and pushed last year as well, so it was great to see him return and try to be on the top when it came to Summit, because being on the top Summit was quite an achievement for all these players coming in for every single Wednesday, pushing to be, you know, on top and really putting in that work, because it was really exciting to see how we went through all of our Wednesday matches. So he did a great job at being a top point leader and staying up top all the way up to the final today.
Yeah, there we go. And here's our player profile for True Whale. Now, Tyler, I noticed one thing. At the very top there, his favorite unit is Gapsu, and I feel like that's kind of a testament to the kind of meta that we're in right now. What are your thoughts about Gapsu and True Whale's usage of it?
So Gapsu is a fantastic unit. It has a lot of sustain. It's able to kind of get that built-in cleanse through the passive. I think the most important thing here is Gapsu is a completely free-to-play unit. This unit is available to everyone. You can fuse it. You can fuse skill-ups for it. And knowing that its win rate is so effective and its pick rate is so high means that the introduction of this free-to-play unit to the meta is actually very healthy to the game.
Absolutely. Love to take a moment for everybody in the house to welcome True Whale to the stage, our first competitor for the Americas Summit World Finals. Here we go. Joining him up there, Topa V. So Seppi, why don't you tell me a little bit about Topa V?
Topa V is just such a versatile player, Evan. We've seen him come from a very control-heavy kind of comp in the past, you know, with Ganithor, the Yonhong, very complex, counting turns, making sure that you're targeting the right units, not letting your opponent take any turns, but we've seen him more recently adapt to this meta and have more aggressive picks, still bringing a lot of reset to the table. He loves the segment, you know, very interesting player that adapts to what his opponent is doing. So let's see if today he tries to go for that turn one controller. He has a little bit more of a tanky, kind of trying to play into the Gapsu if he plays against that monster.
Yeah. Stoic, do you think that there's a lot of room for that sort of style today, that crowd control method here? You know, you play a lot of Bruise. How do you feel going up against crowd control?
I do play a lot of Bruiser. It's super, super important, and I think for Topa V, like especially with the Gapsu, it's really important for a player like him, because we always knew Topa V as a turn one player, a lot of control, but it's so important in today's Summoners War to be able to pivot, and that pivot into Gapsu. Gapsu is just such an excellent unit to be a Bruiser, providing some insane damage with that skill too. You know, we get a little bit of stun, and you know, just the utility of keeping that unit on the field is just, it's such a problematic unit for so many people have to deal with. So the ability to pivot is massive. So that's why we've seen Topa be able to play in this turn one, turn two play style.
Here he comes onto the stage. Right now, it's Topa V. Man, that was a really high win rate that he was presenting there too, Tyler. I don't know if you saw that, 62%.
Yeah, 62%.
And I'm rounding down.
Huge.
I'm rounding down.
Almost an unheard of win rate for a lot of players.
Yeah.
We know that True Whale also has an incredibly high win rate, but to even be able to compare anything close to that is an achievement of itself.
Absolutely. Here's the next player that's going to be joining up on the stage, Mendieta. So Seppi, tell me a little bit about Mendieta's play style and how you liked him in the tournament so far.
Very good question, Evan. Mendieta is also a control player, but he pivots really well into some bruiser units. We see as his favorite unit right there, Nikki, which is a very high damage unit that brings sustain. And we have someone here in the table that has that unit and knows exactly how to use her. Tell us a little bit about Nikki.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's a unit that I currently have unruined. Nikki really is an incredible unit. Additional turns based off of first skill. Going into second skill is absolutely huge. Whether it's first skill, going into third skill, and all the additional damage that comes in, it really just like rains.
To be reckoned with. As some say, he has it all.
And he's apparently been loving Lexi, guys. The sexy Lexi, as he calls it, right, Stoic? He's been telling us all about that propaganda today.
Yeah, propaganda, yes, exactly. We'll see how much sexy Lexi we get to see tonight or today. But yeah, super excited to see what's going to be happening with what he chooses to bring here. There's a lot of things that could pop up for Thompson's draft. He's known to have just so many LDs. Same thing goes with a True Whale. So we could be seeing just nothing but fireworks when we see a potential True Whale Thompson go into their matches. So we'll see what happens.
In terms of the amount of Lexi, I'm thinking 0. But the fact that I'm saying that might prompt him to bring it. So I don't necessarily want to jinx anything like that. Everybody in the house, please welcome to the stage, Thompson! And here's why, because I'm a G up there with him. Classing up the place, looking amazing in that pink suit.
Love the shoes, love the shoes.
Looking great, Pat.
Oh, hello, okay. All right, guys, I don't know if the cast has explained it to you, but doing a little different this time around. The brackets are not set yet. I'm sure you saw when the bracket thing came up, the names were blank. Players will be allowed to choose, draw their own fate. So because True Whale is our #1 seed, he will have the first option to see if he wants to draw his opponent. Alex, True Whale, are you wanting to draw for your opponent?
Yeah.
True Whale is drawing for his opponent. So True Whale, just a quick peek inside. You can't see the names, but you're grabbing a white paper. Please grab a white paper. As you can see, you cannot see whose name was on there. It's the only one you saw. Apparently, it's the only white paper you saw, but trust me, there's 3 in here. I'll prove it afterwards. Any guesses? Any guesses?
Thompson.
Thompson. True Wales drawn Thompson. All right, so Thompson, since you got drawn, there is purple papers inside. This is for the play order. If it's number 1, they'll be playing first. If it's number 2, they'll be playing second.
A lot of folds.
Super
Many
sticky
folds
post-its. It's a number 1.
Hey.
Thompson and Truwell will be playing first.
All right.
Followed by Topa and Mendieta. Is everybody excited? Everybody ready to see Thompson versus Truwell? All right. Let's get the show on the road. Good luck, gentlemen.
There we go. The first part of the bracket has been decided, and we're starting off with a banger. True Whale versus Thompson. Stoic, what are you thinking about this one?
And that's right, just to clarify as well, so that obviously leads Mendieta's versus
It does, exactly.
Topafi after. So let's, just to get it out there real quick. But yeah, this is super exciting. Like I said, it's an absolute fireworks show. There's so much going on when it comes to these two players. There's a lot of things that can happen here. The pivot is just going to be just abundantly important when it comes to these two. So you're going to see a stat, the way they hit off their drafts here, and that is going to say a lot. But you know what? We're in a game where the pivot is so big, it just changes the whole dynamic of a match.
Oh yeah, 100%. So Tyler, going into this, so Thompson's had quite a record on this tournament so far. He's consistently been towards the top of the points. He's made an appearance on every monthly trial. What are you anticipating that he's going to bring into this game here?
After hearing Thompson discuss it with fellow creators and such, I think that he's actually going to lean a lot more into picking what's comfortable for him and less so trying to be really flashy. Thompson's known for having a lot of different options, a lot of different units. He's a fantastic player, don't get me wrong. He has great rune quality, and his ability to draft and play the game is fantastic. But what I'm hoping to see from him is something that's a little bit more strict, a little more true to what you are as a player.
I agree. A little bit of tightness, because Thompson, we've talked about this in the past. He has a ton of monsters ruined, right? He's got the rune depth to have many monsters ruined. But there comes a cost to that, Seppi, and I think Wycuz has done a lot of yelling at Thompson too to get him to kind of condense that pick style. What do you think Thompson needs to do to come out on top against a previous America's Cup champion like True Whale?
I think adaptation, Evan. I think these two players know each other very well. They know their boxes, the rune quality. They're pretty close to each other. Definitely in the recent past, True Whale, especially right here in the summit, has been outperforming Thompson a little bit. So that maybe is an advantage for him, being the underdog in here maybe takes some of that pressure, and he's able to read his opponent and adapt. So I think game 2 is going to be a very pivotal game. Game 1, we never know what these players are doing, but after you're seeing what your opponent is deciding, in every match, how you adapt and respond to that is going to be very, very important.
Oh yeah, we talked a lot about adaptation and how improv can play a huge role in the pace of the game. Now, Stoic, both of these players have had extremely similar runs in SWC in the past. What do you think about that tournament experience and how it might factor in today at the summit?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to tournament play, I think these two are well-versed when it comes to tournament play. Both of them being America's Cup champion, both of them making it to a world final, and it's definitely you can't help. It's really tough to weigh. How do you choose a Thompson? How do you choose a True Whale when both these players just have such credentials here that it's tough to really say who you want here. It's anyone's game, obviously, when it comes to these two. So really, it comes down to the draft, and it comes down to whether Summoner's War says yes or Summoner's War says no.
Yeah, well said. Very, very true. Yeah, both these players evenly matched. Everybody here is just got a stake in the game. They all have something to prove, and they all have the accounts to back it up too. This is going to be crazy games here. So we've talked a lot about Thompson's playstyle, Tyler. What can you tell me about what True Whale might bring?
I think True Whale's going to play very aggressively. We've seen a lot of very fantastic aggressive drafts throughout the summit. We've seen really fast turn 1 cleaves. We've seen teams that look like turn 2 teams that are turn 1 cleaves. We saw the Vanessa Gapsu combo with the Jungnam before, where it looked like it was going to be a turn 2, and then he just completely outsped his opponent and one comboed the entire team.
I remember that.
It's just fantastic. It's fantastic being able to see a player who has so much depth and such a brilliant mind when it comes to drafting and looking at how the game should be played. It almost redefines the way you should see units.
Yes. The dude has a completely analytical mind. It's always a pleasure to watch him play, and I can't wait to see what's coming up. And Seppi, I think I said this earlier today, but every game in this bracket is a best of 5. So that kind
where you even have the same unit runed in 2 different ways, so you have that flexibility, you know?
Yeah.
Both these players have a Water Ryu or a Moor runed on Swift, on Despair, even on Violence. So how they adapt to each other and respond, steal some of those units. They also have a lot of the same LD units. You know, they both have Wedget. They both have Laura. It's going to be very interesting to see, and to see if they decide to go for the LD units or for some very powerful elemental units. We've seen a comeback of the Ciara, the Okeanos, you know, the Chungpong. So it's going to be interesting. And the 33% speeders, Stoic always brings it up. How people are either pre-banning or fighting for that first pick. Because when you think about it, that 9% difference between a 24 and a 33, it's huge in this level of quality of runes, right?
Oh yeah, and you see, also in the meta Stoic, while we're talking about that too, like, a huge portion of the monsters that are dominating the RTA ladder right now are elemental units. They're the water, wind, and fire ones. The LDs, maybe you don't want to spice in all those unique LD picks. Maybe you want to try to steal one of those meta ones that people are relying on now.
Yeah, a lot of those meta ones that we're talking about here is all those high base speed units, the Zabala, the Sekhmet. There's more of them. There's lots of those are really, really important.
Our 2 players are getting ready to take on their game. We've got True Whale versus Thompson kicking off the finals of the Americas Summit. Here we go. Give them a hand, everybody. Seppi and Stoic, get ready to rock.
All right, guys, let's get into this here. We have our 2 players right here, True Whale and Thompson pre-bans coming out right now.
Woo! What are we going to see, Stoic? I'm very excited to see what pre-bans are going to lean on. Are we going to see some speed leads betting pre-ban? And no, my friend, we see one free-to-play unit on one side being pre-banned, and on the other side, my only LD unit, the king of CC himself, Kitian Dasheng.
Yep, that Light Monk King in the pre-ban. Of course, Gapsu super, super strong right now. We're showcasing a 33 speed lead as a first pick from Thompson. Quite interesting. There's that Lexi. We said we weren't going to see a Lexi, and we see the Lexi, Evan. It's already here. But it looks like the Vanessa's going to get locking in that 33 speed lead. True Whale looking to response, probably taking his own speed lead as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by an Oliver popping in here, a Moore, a lot of units that bring that speed lead and can bring slower units into turn 1 right here. There's the Oliver, there's the Laura, 120 base speed, very fast unit that can even be on Violent because of that extremely fast base speed.
Yeah, so we're showcasing some speed contesting right now. Obviously, Smicer, super toxic, really, really dangerous to unit to use. You're built on Violent, takes a bunch of turns, silencing, pushing everybody back. Very, very problematic. We did have the Gianna. Gianna is like a big shout out to like an older Thompson playstyle. Obviously not Gianna shining so well with Haygang just at the tip of everyone's tongue the second they see one of these units. But it looks like Thompson's going to be locking in a Ragdoll and a Light Vampire. Julian.
Oh, I love Julian against Control. You know, it's a now is the Demon coming in, or are we just getting a little bit of spice? I really like the Smicer pick, and then closing out with Juno. Excellent against those Control units.
Juno's a really funny one because everyone was like matching up their Junos. You can see when we're back at the hotel, everyone, oh, what's your Juno look like? What's your Juno? And everyone showing them off. It was great. So now that we get to see a Juno come into to Spotlight here with the Smicer as well, really good picks here coming out of Thompson. And it looks like Connell's coming out here. Connell is also known as a super, super tanky unit, offering an HP lead if he needs it for his team, making his team ultra tanky as well. So let's see if that might be the route that True Will is going to be going with here, because clearly we're not showing a speed contest coming out of True Will.
Yeah, the M Bison coming out. He bans the counter to the Ragdoll and the Tian Lang. Also a source of Death Break. Great ban on the other side. The Juno's gone. You don't want to deal with that interrupt unit. And we're going to game 1 of True Will versus Thompson.
Let's get into it, guys. Our very first match with True Will and Thompson. And Laura is going to be kicking us off for True Will. He's got a big skill 3 waiting for Thompson here. He's going to be using that skill 3 here. Looking for a full team strip.
Yeah, gets the cut in, and now the Vampire comes in. Can he deal some damage on that Laura? Gets it, and no strip from the Smicer. We know that he rarely misses. Right now, he only has one option to put a bomb on. It has to be on the Laura, or does he save it? Nope, puts the bomb. Here we go. The Vanessa can try to strip something and put the Death Break. He saves it. A lot of damage coming from that Nikki.
Yep, saving it, and looks like True Will's all gas. We get a big third skill coming in there. doing a ton of damage. Ragdoll trying to do a little bit of poke damage towards this Nikki. We've got full range for this Oliver. There's no immunity on the side of Thompson right now, so we're going to look at full control coming out of Truel. He's got third skill available, and it's not looking good for Thompson.
Yeah, lots of control, AoE damage. The Vampire needs a big proc right here. No proc for that second skill. Everyone is so low, and a big stun on the cleanse and heal off the Nikki Stoic.
Yeah, really nice despair stun going on top of Nikki, so there's going to be no cleanse coming out there because there was no additional turn. Of course, like we said, Oliver is going to have full reign over Thompson's team. There's no immunity, no forms of immunity that could be popping up here, and it looks like trying to get the reduction, and it gets resisted on top of the Smicer. Defense break sitting on top of Nikki. Julianne pumps in so much damage on top of that defense break.
Excellent damage from Juliana. Huge proc from the Laura.
Really
this
big
is
proc.
Huge. It can get a double stun on Thompson's team. He needs a stun from this Vanessa. She gets the stun on the Despair. Caster's Curse.
That's wild that he was able to get that stun on top of the Oliver. We get the provoke coming out on top of Smicer. More damage going to be coming in. He's got to aim this on top of the Laura. Laura is still standing tall. We could see an additional turn, of course, from first skill here.
Yeah, very interesting. He needed the proc with the Julianne right there to send another unit down, and now the Cardinal is just so tanky to deal with in the end of the game.
Yeah, it really is. Defense break's going to be landing, and the attack by reduction on top of Laura is quite nice. He does have this bomb, and I think this bomb has to go on top of the Cardinal. Needs to lock this unit down there. We get 2 turns of silence sitting on top of the Oliver, which is quite nice. Not enough damage to finish off the Laura. Laura is still alive. If we get some additional turns out of Laura, it might be in a lot of trouble here. He does have first skill available. Gets the kill on Laura. Defense break comes out on the fire and Bison.
This is incredible, Stoic. What a close match. The Vanessa will have the revive next turn right now, and he has the opportunity to bring a unit back. Do you risk it all?
Oh, no! Stun going on Fire and Bison. Fire and Bison does have provoke available, so we can throw this on top of the Vanessa. That's exactly where that needs to go. He needs to stop that revive from popping up here. Additional turn needs to come up from Oliver. Does not get that additional turn. The silence being so oppressive. Smicer so good. Bombs coming right back to the Cardinal. He needs to lock that unit down here.
But misses the stun. The Vanessa will have an opening once again, but he can get just the provoke, and it is a Despair Vanessa that doesn't get out.
Oh, there it is, and he's going to be bringing back the Julianne here, choosing not to. Goes and puts a defense break on top of the Oliver, though.
Yeah, goes for the damage.
Oh!
Closes out game 1.
Thompson taking round 1. So much back and forth in that match there. That was wild.
Yeah, I don't recommend people this game. You gotta, be very calm watching it.
Not for the faint of heart, Zephyr.
Not for the faint of heart, my friend. It went sideways so many times, Stoic.
Dude, I thought the Cardinal was an incredible draft there, but I did not expect Smicer to come in so clutch at the very end. Smicer really was the star of that very first match there. All those sounds, all the attack bar pushback, the control that Smicer had was incredible. But I thought the Oliver was going to be way too oppressive. There was no immunity on the other side of the field. I thought Cardinal was going to be shutting everything down there, but you know what? Despair stuns from Vanessa. That's a thing, guys. Vanessa, Despair, insane.
That's wild. I'm making the shift later today. Making the shift over to Despair for sure. But those 2-turn silences were incredible at locking down Oliver. Like, it kind of made it so he didn't necessarily need to stun anything, Tyler. Like, that was crazy.
Yeah, there were key times where the bomb was up, and he would proc into the bomb, eat the stun, and then just waste the whole turn. So, like, the targeting from Thompson there was just really, really clean.
Seppi, Stoic, take it away for round number 2.
Let's get into it, guys. Round number 2, pre-bans locked in. Hagang and Tien Lang get the pre-ban True Whale with the first pick in this match.
And the unsung hero, Stoic. The Vanessa on Despair with 2 clutch stuns. Yep. Oh my God.
So crazy. Something definitely to keep in mind going into this match right here. Looks like True is going to be taking that Laura away from Thompson. Thompson with 2 picks here. Let's see if he chooses to take something away from True Whale or potentially go with another Vanessa first pick.
Yeah, very good point. It was a super close match. I think True Whale likes the oppressiveness of his comp. Maybe with a couple of things gone differently, he could have taken this away. Thompson on the other side taking the Wedget. So 2 units that we talked about earlier that they both share, they're splitting them. And the Julianne, a super high damage, volatile, hard to control unit.
Yep, it really is. Oliver's coming back in the picture with the segment as well. True Whale demanding turn 1.
Yeah, he wants turn 1. He wants resets now. And the interesting thing about this segment as well is the utility, right? The death break, the heal block. She brings so much to the table.
Yep, it really is. Let's see what Thompson's going to be drafting here after seeing that True Whale really wants that turn 1, because we know the Wedget very, very fast. You kind of want to get turn 1 when you're drafting a Wedget here. So let's see what happens. And it looks like Thompson, now, I do kind of like the Wusa. When you drop in a Wusa, you're like able to play that turn 1, turn 2. How fast that Wusa, we're not too sure here. But it looks like we're going to go with a Smicer and a Gapsu. So this is a pivot coming out of Thompson here.
Definitely going a little bit more bruisery, a little bit longer game, which paid off for him in the other match. And now taking the Gapsu away because it's such a dangerous unit. True Whale with 2 units that have heal block.
We
Beautiful
really like that
choice.
Dominic from True Whale. We've seen in the past when True Whale is able to draft the Dominic, Dominic provides so much damage and it's able to remove units from the field. Let alone like giving an attack buff like C'est la vie. Like these units are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you know what I would love to see? A fire unit, well, not Leslie ideally, but a strong fire unit that's very difficult to control, like a fire monkey, you know, and banning that main source of damage in the Nikki and trying to stay long. Another monkey is seen here, so he doesn't get the light one, not the fire one, but Jing Jay making it to the game.
Yeah, Wind Monkey coming in here. I think Wind Monkey is still a very good unit. Second scale, super impressive, able to gain so many turns. Defense breaks, obviously phenomenal here. We only have one source of defense break, and that source of defense break is going to be going through. What Jet's going to get the ban, Nikki's going to get the ban. It's too impressive, leaving those attack buffs in here. But here we go, guys. We're getting into match number 2 with True Whale and Thompson.
Really like those bans, Stoic. I think True Whale has decided, I want turn 1, I want my combo to go through, so he makes sure that happens. Let's see if the segment hits that reset and puts him a little bit ahead.
Yep. Segment obviously taking turn 1. We've got resets. No, choosing to go with second scale. Only land a defense break on top of the Julian here. That's probably not what we wanted to see. I think you really wanted to see that defense break on that Wind Monkey King.
Yeah, you definitely wanted to see that to open up some damage for his Dominic. The cut in from the Light Vampire. Julian trying to get the stun.
Yes, that stun on the segment. Definitely really important that he was able to do that here. We got a big second skill probably coming out. I think the target may be either that Smicer or it's going to be that Wind Monkey choosing to go for the gap. So look at all that damage and the additional turn coming out. This is why that Dominic is so strong. This is why True Whale drafts this unit. It brings up so much damage to the table.
Yeah, very, very good damage from the Dom. He goes everything in on this segment. Now the Oliver will have the chance to take an attack bar away, but it won't be the Smicer. The speed tuning has been super important right here. He can't put that bomb either on the Oliver or on the Dom. Goes for the damage. He wants to avoid one of his units dying right now, and he will have an opening. If there's not a lot of procs, this Gapsu might be saved.
Yeah, it might be. No stun coming out of that Wind Monkey King. I know a lot of people kind of want to see that there, but the Smicer, it's being very oppressive because this Oliver should have full reign on Thompson's team right now, but those silences coming out, and those silences really need to land.
Can he get a stun? Doesn't get it. The Oliver needs to proc out of this and get his skill 3 back to control the team. Doesn't get it, but the reset from the segment. Right now, there'll be an opening. Do you take it away from the Vampire so he doesn't have skill 2? Yes,
Oh,
sir.
but it gets resisted. Now keep in mind, Smicer's got great healing ability with that skill 1, so that is going to help Thompson's team a lot here, but it looks like True Whale's really pushing to get rid of this Gapsu. Now, once again, we were saying full reign Oliver. Oliver, there's no immunity on the other side of the field. He should be able to do whatever he wants right now. Goes for the full reduction, does not get it doesn't matter here, but Julian looking really low right now.
Yeah, can he get the kill on the Gapsu? Almost a little bit of HP still. He now has a huge choice to make. Does he kill it? 1 HP on the Gapsu. Here we go. The monkey
no defense break coming out on the
cleansing.
Dominic here. See if the sleep does happen. Gapsu probably is going to be dropping here. Does get dropped. First stun we've seen from this Wind Monkey King. I was saying, like we were drafting this unit, we weren't seeing a lot of value right now. Not landing our defense break, not getting our stuns out of this Wind Monkey King. But we do get 2 stuns now. They're coming out here to really lock down this Dominic, because this Dominic is going to be providing a ton of damage for True Whale.
If he gets a 3rd stun, I'm going to start asking myself,
Oh my God!
or if that's an Okeanos.
That is crazy. Lands that, and I just said, like, he wasn't landing a defense break. So he's now landing the defense break. Attack break can come out here. Really need to slow this Monkey King's damage down here. Obviously, skills available for this Light Monkey King. This Light Monkey King can take a unit out here, and I think that's what he has to do. Does drop that unit. Look at the sustain coming out of Smicer. Smicer, he is a menace on this field.
Smicer the Menace. We've talked about him in the beginning of this summit. Right now, the monkey once again controlling. The Laura finally procs out, but now she will need another turn, Stoic, to be able to use her skills.
Gets that turn. 3rd skill is going to be coming out here. This should be a lot of damage. Thompson's definitely going to be put in a really bad place right now. Obviously, we have this Oliver with no immunity on the side of the field, so this can work out for him. Skill 2 is coming out. There's going to be a lot of damage here. Wind Monkey King still alive.
That's a huge turnaround. He needs the stun, gets the stun, and procs out. Right now, there's going to be a small opening.
Big resist on the silence.
Gets the
Oh,
cross
gets
with the
that proc.
slicer.
Bomb is going to be coming out here. He needs this bomb to not just land, but to also stun here, and he needs to land it. He does get the stun, which is really fortunate there for Thompson. He needs to go for the second skill. Obviously, you want to get that attack bar back here. No defense break is going to be landing on top of this Oliver, but you do have second skill from this Julian.
Does he go for the second?
Oh,
Yes,
man.
does.
The silences. Smicer has been such a problematic unit. Going into this next match, Smicer's banned, dude. There's no way Smicer's making it in there because he is an absolute issue out here, not allowing True to take any turns because everything's just been silenced, getting attack bar pushback. And just like Thompson's been here, sitting on the edge of his seat with his life totals are just so low. The additional turns are coming out here, but Smicer, once again, just being so problematic.
And the monkey, the value of the monkey in the beginning of the match wasn't there, but as the match went longer, the monkey stunned 5 units already.
That is crazy. That is crazy. What a match there. Round number 2 going to Thompson.
Round number 2, Thompson took the win. That was incredible. Stoic, you said it mid-game, but True Will's got to do something about that Smicer, man.
We know what's happening.
It's
We
getting
know what's
pre-ban.
happening.
It just watched the pre-ban, Tyler. That was crazy. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Yeah, that's a big thing. So that Wind Monkey King is low-key really strong there. So Wind Monkey King Revenge actually does counter violence and additional turns. So if you get the sleep, but you get stunned in Revenge, you can't take another turn. So having that out on Thompson's field is absolutely pivotal for him.
Exactly.
I'm obviously on top of Smicer and his infinite healing.
Against all that AoE too, the monkey's just gonna have a field day. Seppi said it might be an Okeanos in that monkey. We don't know. Like, he kind of looked like an Oki at that point. That's crazy. Now, best of 5. All of a sudden, Thompson is sitting at game point right now. This could be the last game in the set. Guys, I'm going to throw it back over to you for round number 3.
We've got a Gapsu and Light Monkey King pre-ban. Once again, Smicer not making its way in there. I believe Thompson's got first pick here. I don't think Thompson goes and first picks a Smicer, but I do think Truel might be thinking, like, maybe I'll take this unit away from him and not let him have it.
That's a good point, Stoic. And very interestingly enough, Thompson brought in the Gapsu on his side, knowing that he's great against the Smicer, right? So he was preparing for that. I love how that thought process went in there. Now, Truel has taken turn 1 in both matches, and both of them have been super close. Does he still, sit in for that turn 1, or does he change a little bit of that strategy and pivot into something a little bit more bruisery, maybe some snipe? We haven't seen a Cassandra here today. We haven't seen the Adriana. There's a lot of interesting units that might show up.
I do think we should be seeing some form of pivot here. I think there's going to be a change of pace for sure. And Nana screams change of pace in my opinion here. So we've got a 33, obviously Thompson relocking the Vanessa. Nikki's coming back for True Will here. I'm very, very curious to hear how fast this Nana is, because we could be setting up some serious defense breaks. We'll see what happens. Thompson looking to respond to a Nana style draft here. Now, Nana style draft, we obviously know that we're kind of being like built to receive and get a feeling for how this is going to be happening in the draft to see what Thompson might bring.
Yeah, Thompson now stealing the Laura from that side, a comfort unit for True Will, and the Ragdoll dealing with that AoE from the Nikki. Interestingly enough, whenever I see, the Nana, the Nikki, for me, I just think Sagar right away. But it's super interesting to see how both of these players build it up, and True Will responding with the Volantis and the Juno. I love those picks. Those 2 units, the Juno counters the Volantis super hard, so he's already avoiding be countered, and he puts Thompson into an uncomfortable position now, having to pick, some water unit that is very tanky or a way to deal with this, because the Nana on the field, and he does bring the tanky, or in this case, water unit that you cannot touch, and a unit that you know very well, Stoic, a Seimei.
Yeah, Seimei is really, really good when it comes to a draft like this. I do think Nikki's a little bit of an impressive unit when it comes to Seimei being on the field, stopping people from being able to heal up there. So I do think Nikki's very, very good still in True Will's draft here. I do like the Seimei. Seimei, in potential ban potential right now, because Volantis is a very, very good unit here. Minato is a good pick here for Thompson, though. We do like Minato, and we do see a Dominic, but just because Dominic is in here, I don't know how we can let a Nikki through.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very interesting Dom pick. I'm very afraid of that Minato, to be honest. Even though he brought in a last pick wind unit, does that tell you that the Minato is making it through?
I don't know. There you have it. Seimei was definitely a really good pick here.
Can he strip and stun that Volantis?
Yeah, let's see what happens, because we can. There's a world that we do defense break and stun, and there's going to be a lot of damage coming towards this Nikki right now. Obviously, Nikki's going to be the sustain for True Whale's side of the field here. We do have the threat state coming out of Minato. Minato can drop the threat state here. We'll see what happens.
He's focusing down that Nikki. Lots of damage.
Yeah, it's double hits there on top of Nikki. Nikki's looking very, very low, and I do think Nikki's potentially going to be dropping here. Let's see what happens, though. We've got to go with a big second skill. Despair stuns, defense breaks. Let's see what happens with this Nana.
It's a huge opening, gets the stun on the unit he needed to on that Minato. It's super difficult to deal with.
Oh.
He kills the Nikki, but the passive of Nana kicks in. Can he get some stuns with the AoE of Volantis to try to control Thompson?
Yeah, he definitely needs to try for it. He definitely does that. Now, this defense breaks on the field. We've got a lot of dots on the field. That threat state's coming right back up on top of Minato. We got to go with a big skill, too, here, and that may lock down True Will just a little bit longer.
Yeah, the skill 2 is very important right here, but the Juno will get that speed buff, and she's gonna cut in right after this. Vanessa, how much damage does she have? Not enough is the answer, Stoic.
I do think True Will's in a position of going with a skill 2 there, but not, okay, fine, we can go with it, but a little bit of damage off his threat state was gonna be up there. I think I wanted to see the spare stuns coming out of the Juno, though. Let's see what happens. This attack rate probably needs to go towards this Ragdoll, but it doesn't get the attack rate on Ragdoll, and I do think Volantis may be in a little bit of trouble here. It's got the defense break sitting on top, and I think he goes for that instead of going for the Nikki, but he does go for the Nikki, does confirm that kill there.
Yeah, very well played. Little by little, focusing down the units on that side. The Volantis is gone. It's gonna be everything on Juno and Nana's back. This might look like a game over, but the Juno is a very strong solo unit. Everyone on Thompson's side is below 50% except the Minato right now.
Yep, opting to not go for a second skill on top of that Juno where we could able to capitalize on some damage with the Ragdoll as well, but that's totally fine here. So it looks like the poke damage coming towards Nana. Thompson really trying to push for that Nana kill first.
Yeah, and now on the other side, Truel is gonna focus down the Vanessa. He doesn't want to deal with the revive. Does he risk it all and goes for the AoE? No, goes for the kill. It's gonna look like a Minato versus, you know, the Juno late game. Let's see if he can get rid of the first life left of the Nana and a huge proc.
Yeah, really big additional turn. Obviously, first skill is going to go right and towards the Nana here. We got a pause screen coming out here. Let's see what happens, but everything should be fine.
Dude, I was on the edge of my seat.
I
was
know.
not expecting the pause. I was leaning pretty deep when that camera came back to me right now.
Oh,
This
man.
is crazy. Juno versus Minato on paper does not look incredibly favorable for the Juno there, Seppi.
Yeah, well, but we never know, man. If you get him before he gets his protection and stun him and lock him down, I've seen weirder things in Summoner's War. I've seen Fran solo an Artemiel back when Artemiel was, you know, at his peak.
Pinnacle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler, I gotta say, one of my favorite parts about having this whole thing live is that you finally get to see the reactions of the players at the desk. Like, even in this situation, you see Thompson giving a little prayer, making sure everything's looking ship-shape. Here we go, guys. We're going back into the game right now. Throwing it back over to you.
Really nice Despair Stun going out on top of Ragdoll, slowing that unit down here. Choosing to go for the attack break. He wants to try to limit the damage here. But like we said, Minato is definitely a problem. Does get that kill on top of the Nana here. Now, it's all going to be poke damage from here out. Thompson wants to do his best to not land any negative effects here. I do love the second skill. Gets that Despair Stun on top of the lore that really needed to happen. We've got an Ignore Defense Torrent coming out there. And Thompson gets the round 3 victory and moves forward in today's tournament.
Wow.
Thompson with a statement 3-0 in the first game there, Tyler.
Yeah, I mean, Thompson, you know, winner has been decided for the first match here, so Thompson does manage to take that. Those were some pretty spicy matches.
Yeah,
even just the drafting things that we saw were very, very different than what we're used to seeing in the summit. Like first thing, you know, True Whale not picking a lore in the third game. We saw him just run. You know, Thompson just went right into it, and then that Wind Monkey King. I gotta say it again. That Wind Monkey King was absolutely pinnacle to that second game victory.
Absolutely. Pat's up there at the stage right now with Thompson, who just won the first set at the Americas Summit Finals. Pat, what you got for us up there, man?
All right, guys, I'm here with our winner, Thompson. I mean, me for one, I didn't think it was going to be a 3-0. There was a lot of procs on both sides. There was a lot of RNG on both sides. I mean, just a testament to how good these guys' runes are. How many times do you think something was at 1 HP and got hit and it stayed alive? Their runes are so good, you can't even tell how much HP they have left. So Thompson, let's hear it. It was a clash of the Titans. It was a big fight to start the day off. Maybe not the guy you want to draw in the first round. Maybe the guy you do want to draw. How'd you feel after you Truewell pulled your name?
Yo, I just want to say, like, Truewell flew all the way from, they traveled really far just to come here to compete. Mendetta, you know, from really far away. And Topa had to travel too, man. I just got lucky because they had to travel, they're tired, and I had to protect the turf, you know? Plus, we got these good casters over here. Monago, Sloth, of course, Evan and everyone else casting, hyping everyone up. So I'm just enjoying the moment right now.
So Thompson said something which is kind of true. He does have the home turf, the home field advantage. He's from here in LA. So let's give a nice round of applause for Thompson, guys. Guys, don't go anywhere. We have Topa and Mendieta coming up to see who will win and face Thompson in the finals, guys. So hang tight. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, we still got a great game to look forward to in the future there. And also for the folks who want to see more from True Whale, we do have a 3rd and 4th place match. Here we go. Take a look at the highlights here, Tyler. Walk us through this.
Yeah, so I mean, this match really did look True Whale favorite. He had such a strong advantage. And then Smicer happened. Smicer started smicing. We saw the 2-turn silence, the constant heals, the bomb into the violent cross on the Carnal there, and it just wasn't enough for True Whale to come back and really pull a victory out of that one. It's a little bit unfortunate in that match.
Yeah, and the 2-turn silence gives him the opportunity to not stun when he has to as well.
Yeah, gives him a chance to play around it. Looking at the second match here, Gapsu seems like the biggest impact here. Realistically, he's just a giant meat shield for this match. That Wind Monkey King with the revenge stuns, every time True Whale wanted to kill something else, wanted to finish off the Julian, he had to keep in mind the fact that Wind Monkey could come in for stun, ruin the violent proc, ruin the extra turn from the sleep, and that's just, it cleaned the matchup.
And you could see how happy Thompson was about it. I love that moment was included, and then that was the game 3 that ended it all up there too. That last highlight. This is a great one with the Minato feature and no Laura for True Whale.
Yeah, so one of those, that Minato specifically, the threat state that it gives itself is fantastic. It stops True Whale from being able to use the Juno into any other target, so wasn't able to finish off. He ragdolled twice when he wanted to, and I mean that was just the reason why he was able to clean it out. He had his own protection, so threat state being able to defend you because you take less damage while you have it up, and also being able to stop those single target rotation bruisers. It really just cleaned up the match, and Thompson takes it for the win.
Extremely clean drafts from Thompson there, and clean play as well. That was great. I like the Smicer. I hardly know her. I love seeing that Stoic. I know we're big fans. He's a great unit, and he's great against Oliver as well. And we got a great game coming up here too, Seppi. We got Topa V versus Mendieta. What do you have to tell me about that? Do you have any predictions? Anything you want to see?
I'm just so excited to see that. The representative from Latin America. Hola chicos, Mendy, let's go. And on the other side, Topa V. So it's going to be a very, very interesting match to see how these two players have learned from the things that we've seen right here. We're not going to see Laura all around, we're going to see them adapting, but there's something that we will find out, which is Smicer really inevitable? How are they going to prioritize this unit in this match right now? It's very important to see if they're going to try to steal away, who's going to bring the counters to that unit as well. And like we talked about, I think in the end right there, the Minato was an excellent pick by Thompson. It just countered really well everything that True Whale had. And for me, I think game 3 was the one that was the least close. The other two could have gone either way. Both the players drafted really well, adapted really well. But game 3, and ending with that. One of the highest pleasure moments in Summoner's War, using Torrent with a Dragon Knight.
Can you believe we got that to round it out? Thompson must have been thrilled when he had that. Yeah. He looked pretty hyped, and I would have been too. What a clean way to end it as well. Our next two players have taken the stage here, Stoic. We got Mendieta on camera right now, and everybody's rooting for him. We got signs up in the crowd. We got signs on the stage. And then on the other side, we got Topa V. This is kind of you don't want to look down the barrel of a loaded Topa V, let me tell you. The dude's he's a hard player to play against.
Yep, he is. He's a very, very tough player to play against. I've watched Topa V for years on Twitch, and I'm a big fan of Topa V. I've always loved watching him play. I think he's one of our great minds that we have. Being one of our younger players that we've had, growing through Summoner's War and all of our SWCs, he has a fantastic head on his shoulders, and he's an incredible player. So I love to see him perform. I love to see him do well. I love to see him at these events. So I am a big fan. I do want to see Topa V do well, but I love it when we have a newcomer. Okay? Oh, yeah. I love seeing new faces, and we really got to show what Summit's about. And Summit was about bringing these new faces and giving an audience, giving a stage to these new players. And Mendieta is one of those players that we got to see here. So to have that here is incredible. So awesome representation from Mendietas in the Summit.
Yeah, and that's the cool part about Summit. Anybody could participate. Tyler, we've had all these goodwill lobbies leading up to this. We've had the monthly trials. This has been a great opportunity for people to participate. Thoughts on the Summit so far?
Summit is a place where you can come as a player who you're not sure if you're SWC ready, right? But you can come and show everything that you've got. You can lay every card out on the table. You can come and show people that you're a cleaver, like Rhino. You can show people you're flexible in the drafts, like Thompson Truel. You can come be here and be who you want to be and show everyone who you want to be. And that's what's fantastic about the Summit. You can be someone like Mendieta, who comes up, has an incredible play style, is flexible, but plays from a different region, somewhere people don't know about him as much. You can be a Topa V. You can come here as a young gun who's been in the scene for so long and show everyone that even though you only have 3 LD5s, you still got it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've gotten so many new names off this tournament, too. Like you said, you mentioned Rhino in there. It's been such a pleasure watching these players bring their style to the table in competitive Summoners War. You know, Stoic, I know you're a big fan. You've been streaming pretty consistently every Goodwill lobby for each week.
Yep, that's right. We got to see some of the luckiest players in the world. Even Wycuz was able to play during the Summit, too, so it really was incredible to see players like Wycuz compete. Yeah, and he made it. He's here. He's at Summit. Like, he was able to be here, so it really is incredible to see so many people come into the Summit.
Oh, it totally is. Here we go, everybody. We're going into the next round. We got Topa V versus Mendieta. We're going into the pre-ban phase right now for game number 1. Seppi, Stoic, take it away.
Let's get into it, guys. Topa V and Mendietas as we get into round number 1 between these guys. Pre-ban's coming out. Nikki and Ragdoll in the pre-ban.
2 units we just saw last match, Stoic, and they say, no, 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 you're not getting access to 2 of your most powerful LDs, but there's still some, you know, secret sauce left on each one of the sides, and I love what Evan and once we're talking about, anyone could be up here.
Yeah,
you know,
we love a little
Summit.
bit of secret sauce, that's for sure.
Next time we have the Summit, I want to see everyone trying to go to those Goodwill lobbies, trying to get up there. You know, you could have been up here, Stoic.
No.
Once could have been up here. I could have been up here. Evan, you need to farm a little bit more. But you could have been up here. Next year if you farm.
Artifacts, Evan. Artifacts. Let's go.
It's the additionals, dude. I gotta get the additionals.
I'm joking, dude. Everyone could have been up here. And now we already see the Smicer coming in early. I love that Mendietta's bringing that unit. Will he bring, you know, the holy trinity of elements? Are we going to see a 3rd unit that is a fire unit? You know, against that Cigar, we have Juno, Verd, a lot of interesting fire unit counters. What would you love to see over there?
I definitely want to see a Trix. Anytime that I'm seeing the Cigar and the Chandra, I think a Trix would be a really, really interesting unit to bring to the table. I'm not too sure how well Mendieta is going to respond to seeing a Trix. Trix coming up as a brand new unit, very, very good unit. You know, it feels like it's super reliable. Strip, defense breaker. It's a very, very good unit. We like this a lot. Ton of additional damage that we can bring to the table too there. So I like this draft if we were to see a Trix there. But I do like opening up with the Cigar Chandra because it says, like, I could be turn 1, I could be Bruiser. We'll see where it goes. But we do see a Wateryu. Wateryu to me says, hey, I kind of want that turn 1. It is a great Bruiser unit to go from that turn 1, be able to go into a turn 2. It's really, really important. And both of those players have drafted like that exactly. We've got the Wateryu, which is so good to go back and forth. We've got the Chandra and the Cigar, which is great to go back and forth as well. So it's some excellent drafting to open up here. And that's kind of what you want to see. You really want to showcase that, especially on a stage like Summit.
Yeah. Another unit that might show up here, we're seeing a lot of AoE strips, so you're talking about the Trix. If something like that appears, we know that it's paired up very well or countered by a Haygang. It's something that we haven't seen a lot today, but we know how strong Haygang is a unit. Can you tell people at home while we have this little break why Haygang is so strong in the meta?
Oh man, Haygang's stopping everything. If you're able to strip a unit and Haygang's into the side of the field, it's like everybody's getting attack bar, and then at the same time, everyone gets Despair Stun Glance. I don't know if you guys knew that every single skill stuns no matter what it is. Like it just stuns on everything at any time. Haygang's just super, super toxic.
Yeah, I love how some families in Summoners War have a big difference. Oh, and talking about Haygang, look at it here.
Oh, look at that. Speaking into existence, just like that.
Speaking about Haygang, so how some of the families in Summoners War have a big shift in power, right? When this family started, Chunkbang was the strongest in the family. Then he got a little bit nerfed. Then Jogun was super strong. And now finishing up with the Juno that we talked about and the Fire Monkey.
So I think Mendieta's got to be really careful with. We've got a lot of showcase of fire units here, and Tassarin's going to be hitting the table right now for Topa V. Let's see if he chooses to lock that in there. So a lot of fire on the other side of Mendieta's draft here, and already 2 water units on the side of Topa V. So I do like the Tassarin. I have no problem with the president. Okay.
Yeah, for me this smells like a Haygang ban, to be honest. The Haygang plus the Velaju is very oppressive against the Smicer. You know, the Juno. It's like everything you are doing to strip and control is undone.
Yep.
So Yeah.
That's right. And that's also a big shout out to Desperado for the President Tessarian here as well. I know he's a President fan here, so we got the Tessarian here. So I think this is a good pick. This is totally fine. Bans will be coming out here. Honestly, Smicer be smicing, dude. I can't help but feel like that's going to get banned out here. Does not get banned out here. Fire Mug King gets banned out. Veligil gets banned out here. Leader skills will be chosen. Speed leads for both teams. Let's be real. I think that's what it's probably going to be. And it is. 24 speed leads for both players. And let's get into it, guys. Our very first match with Topa V and Mendietas.
I really love the bans on both sides. You can't let the Hagang and the Veligil hit the table, so he chose to ban the Vela instead of the Hagang. Right now, even if you go for the strips, it's just going to push your opponent's team ahead. Here we go, but you mess up the turn order a little bit. So the Chandra now is ahead of this Hagang. He goes for the first skill. The Hagang will have an opening to try to strip and prepare the match for the Cigar. Can he get a stun with the Water Rio and gets it!
But he gets
procs out of it.
Gets the proc anyways. Big third skills going out on top of that Smicer. Gets some attack bar reduction. Provokes are going to be landing right now. I mean, more importantly, that we've got Masha locked down, and that was really important to lock this unit down here. The Glancing's going to be really good if Glancing decides to work with a Masha. We'll see.
Yeah, he can now opt to protect that Cigar. Here we go, goes in AoE, gets a little bit lower. This Juno's almost dead. He can try to get rid of her right now. And the interesting thing is the value of this Tessarian. Like you said, the president of Summoner's War. He counters everything. Yep. It's going to be really hard for this Meister to bring the game back, but right now he's going to need some procs. Gonna need procs to put in, but no Oblivion!
Man. If that Oblivion had popped up there, then Smicer, I just don't see him be able to bring this thing back here. So we've got Glancing sitting on top of Masha. I know Masha looks at this debuff and laughs sometimes, so let's find out if the Glancing's even going to work, but I do think that the damage got to go into this Tessarian.
Yeah, there's gonna be a big opening right now. The Chandra showing some value. The Provoke from the Cigar lapping in here. Now he's gonna need another proc from this Meister to get out of this and be able to put a bomb. No, gets stunned on the way back. Here we go. Oblivion resisted on the Masha. It is huge. There's going to be a small opening, an opportunity right here for the Masha. Can she get a proc to get more damage into this Tessarian? You need to remove him from the table. Gets a big proc, but she's almost dropped off her chair.
Yep, that's right. I mean, if he is able to get the Oblivion before the kill, and I know that's what Topa was trying to push for, but I do think the Oblivion sitting on top of Smicer is very, very important. Smicer's able to come back if, you know, and just get all that healing onto the table, all the attack bar pushback, the silences come out, and it gets really, really rough. So I do think getting that, oh my god, it keeps getting resisted. I know he's trying for it, he's been not able to get it though, so Resistance is being a cruel mistress out there.
Yeah, he opts to protect the Cigar. The Tessa doesn't get the protection. That's interesting. I love that choice right now. Can he get a stun on the Masha? No stun, but the glancing is huge because now she can miss a crit, and she glances, gets hit right in the face from the counter of the Tessa. The reset, so much control coming from Topa V in a very interesting way in this pick of the Tessarian.
On top of being a threat, being like at pseudo taunt there, where you're like, I need to get the Tessarian off the field, it also gets extra value when it can revenge and put on that Oblivion. Sadly, in this matchup, we didn't see that. We saw the Revengers, but no Oblivion. However, it was pretty impactful. There's a lot of damage came out from the Tessarian, and overall it was, I mean, the built-in taunt you have, having a unit that impactful in the draft, really, really shows the difference between what Topa V had and what Mendieta had.
Yeah, this was a battle between accuracy and resistance. I know it says Topa and Mendieta on top, but it's actually accuracy and resistance up there. And Smicer, boy, was he resistant. He did not want to get Oblivion. Guys, we're going into game 2 right now. Seppi, Stoic, take it away.
Yep, let's get into this. We got pre-bans coming out right now, and we can see the last ban. Pre-bans from last match, Nikki and Ragdoll, they are now available going into this match. We got some 2 fresh pre-bans coming out with Topa V and Mendieta.
Yeah, let's see if they adapt, change to a little bit, and the speed leads, both water ones. When did you think that we were gonna see a Chandra pre-ban in RTA? Ain't Summoner's War beautiful?
Yeah, it really is. It's incredible to see this. It's pretty much when he got that 24 speed lead, and then we're going to see him in the pre-ban now. But we've got a Cigar getting drafted by Topa V, looking like he's really trying to rely. This might be his reset that he's kind of consistently drafting here, unless he's got the Secman in store as well, but probably does. Everyone's got a Secman nowadays here. Built on Despair or built on Swift, you know, it could be either way. Mendez looking to kick off his draft to respond to this Cigar.
Yeah, I love continuing with the Masha, this Meister. We know that this Cigar is such a great unit because it's a toolbox, right? It has Strip, it has the Reset, it has Provoke, Death Break. It brings so much stuff to the table. So I love that as a first pick. The Veligil coming out and the Gapsu, so a pivot into something more tanky, you know, longer game. Now he has the immunity to protect his team, and there's so far only one form of beneficial effect removal.
Yep, that's right. I mean, well, by Topi, we do have skill 1 coming from the Velodual. Oh, no, we've got three ways of stripping.
Yeah, no, I mean on the Mendieta side.
Oh,
just
gotcha.
The Smicer.
Yeah, just the Smicer. Yeah, just the Smicer right now, though.
Yeah.
And then we do like Nikki. Nikki providing a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Juno coming out here. I think Juno's fine. It really is never a bad time to take a Juno. So we got Juno coming out there. This is going to be one of our forms of strip to help remove the immunity coming from Velodual. But Velodual is in a very, very good place in the game right now. An excellent bruiser. Anti-Sonia, more than likely. So there's a lot of good things here with the Velodual being drafted. We've got Veramos and Ragdoll wrapping up Topi's draft here. I like the Ragdoll. The Veramos is quite interesting, though.
Yeah, so if the president of Summoners War is Tessarian, by the way, patent pending, that was me. And we have the vice president, Veramos, coming in right here. Very good counter. There's a little bit of a lack of damage on the Mendieta side. We do have the attack buff from the Nikki, and we have the Masha, but he needs to bring some big source of damage in the end, and I love that. That is a big source of damage.
That's a very big source of damage,
Yeah.
but I feel like when we see a Cassandra getting drafted, I can't help but see the Cigar getting banned out here, because I do think the Cigar is really, really good for Topa V, where there's a lack of immunity on the side of Mendieta's team, so I could probably see the Cigar definitely getting banned out here, but yes, the Cassandra, I think Cassandra is very, very good, potentially on banned territory. It is that last pick, and often enough when it comes to these high-end gameplay that they play the 4 and then ban the 5th pick, but looks like Cassandra's coming through here. Topa V feeling very confident going into this Cassandra.
Yeah, he does have still other ways of trying to strip, control that, but it's going to be an interesting game. A lot of sustain on the Topa V side, some damage on the Mendieta side. Game 2 of Mendieta versus Topa V. Here we go, Stoic.
Yep, let's get into it. We've got Veramos kicking us off here. There's nothing to stun here, so we can only do a little bit of poke damage here on anything. It's probably going to be the Nikki or that Smicer going to be the target. Never mind, we're going to be poking that Fire Cassandra. We got to be careful. That thing is usually built on double Nemesis.
Very fast Veramos, super impressive. Here we go, the Gapsu with a cut. The Ragdoll
Ooh,
passive
that's not
coming
the
into
attack
play.
buff.
Yeah, that's not the thing you want to take out. He does protect the team, and now the Ragdoll can try to punish right here, but then you're just going to pop the passive. He does it anyway. Whoa! The dot coming in on top. The heal from the Smicer with a huge proc, and it doesn't matter. You don't put that on the Veramos. There's an opening right now to go for stuns and strips. Gets the stuns, gives attack bar to his opponent, and a big cut coming in.
Ooh, he's got to land that.
It is the Veramos that it's gone.
Did not see the Violent coming out of this Cassandra at all. Not a soul saw the Violent coming out of Cassandra, let's be real. But it was beautiful. Great Cassandra tech there. A little bit of damage coming towards the Velodual. It looks like Mendieta just wants to get rid of that 3-turn immunity here.
Yeah, now he has to keep going, targeting the Nikki. Doesn't get the beneficial effect removal, tries to get a stun and gets it on the Smicer. Huge play. The Juno right now tries to go for the stun but doesn't get it. Big proc from Vela because he will have immunity next turn.
Yeah, that's right. We need a big stun here going on top of the Nikki. He's able to get that. More damage coming probably towards that Nikki as well. I mean, that definitely is the unit that Topi's trying to target out here. If he can drop that Nikki, he's definitely going to put himself in a really, really good position. But keep in mind, Smicer, this is going to be a problem unit for Topa V to have to deal with. And just keep in mind, also, Cassandra's going to have that second skill coming, and it's built on Violent. It could come quicker than you know.
Yeah, can he get a sleep right here? No sleep. There we go. It's going to be a 3v3, and the Cassandra does have her second skill. The question is, can she take a turn?
Yep, we'll see. Bomb's coming out. Does get that bomb stun on top of the Velodual. And of course, we've got more additional damage coming from Juno onto the Gapsu. Gapsu's not going down just yet, though. Stun is sitting on top of this Cassandra. I think you really got to pile on that damage. You got to get rid of this unit. But is the invincibility up already?
Yeah, he needs to kill the Vela. It is a 2v3. Little by little, you put the oppression, get rid of the Cassandra. It's a 2v2. The Juno's starting to look very strong into this late game, right, Stoic?
The Juno is looking very strong right now, so I'm very curious of the bomb damage that we have on Mendieta's side of the field here, because that bomb damage can say a lot, and we know the Gapsu is very, very good going up against a Smicer, but still, that attack bar pushback is something that you have to deal with.
Yeah, this Smicer needs to get out of that stun and start putting some bombs. The Juno, she can only get through this Gapsu if the Smicer helps. There's gonna be the opening right now. Do you put the bomb on him? Yes, sir. Puts the bomb on the Gapsu. Keeps going. The Ragdoll is funneling the damage. Big proc, and he takes a turn. One big stun after the other. little by little, bringing down the Smeister, and it's going to be a 2v1.
Yep, really had to get rid of that Smeister. Definitely the problematic unit there for Topa V, getting rid of that. So obviously, we have two skills that we can do that don't apply anything. That second skill from the Gaps, who are providing lots of damage here, and then second skill from Ragdoll, able to not apply anything here. But he's forced to go into those stuns with first skills, the dots with first skills as well. And he's landing all those stuns here. Juno looking so good right now because he just keeps landing these negative effects here. The second skill applying branding, I forgot about that part.
Yeah, the Juno's not getting any stuns right here, and so much damage coming from the
He's got to go with the second skill to close everybody out here. Not going to be happening. He needs a stun, does not get that stun. Ragdoll should be shutting it down in a second though. And we've got Topa V taking round number 2 away from Mendieta.
Oh, great game, Stoic. I think in the end there, to be honest, it came down to rune quality. The rune difference, the tankiness of the monsters, how hard they were hitting. You know, very, very interesting. What do you guys think, Evan?
That was a testament to Gapsu Ragdoll's potential, and also, frankly, how scary Juno can be in a solo. The fact that we were still considering her at that pick, that's kind of crazy. We were still saying, like, well, Juno could kind of make something happen here if she had to, but up against Gapsu Rag, it was crazy. But did you see that, Juno?
Yeah, Juno's on Vampire.
That was so weird. I was like, that was like...
Well, she was surviving through all the damage reflect from Ragdoll.
And she, did you see that? Yeah, she was healing through the damage. I think she was gaining life. That was so weird.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, Vampire
I thought she was
incredible.
I thought she stunned. We'll have to keep a close eye the next time we see, because I noticed the same thing. She was healing a little bit, like after the attack.
No way.
She wasn't taking the... We can watch it again.
That's why it wasn't stunning.
I thought she stunned, but I think it was the Smeister that I saw. I think it might have been the Smeister.
She had to be on Vampire Revenge to survive
in order to do that.
Because the Ragdoll will overdamage her from the Reflect passive.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And I was like, oh, she should be dead by now. But
he almost came back too.
Yeah,
really
that was crazy. Here we go, guys. We're going into the third round right now. We got Topa V sitting at what is potentially game point right now. Mendieta needs to get a point on the table. Otherwise, he's going to the third and fourth place game. Take it away, Seppi and Stoic.
Yep, Mendieta's going in, all in right here, because we're looking at a turn 1. He is demanding turn 1. We see that Escher, we see the speed leads coming out of Mendieta, so he really wants it. Let's see if he's able to lock in that turn 1 and really put a halt here. He needs to get a point up here on this board to stay alive in this match here. But Topa V, we know what a Yanhong says. Yanhong says, hey, turn 1's mine. So let's see what happens if the 24 speed lead goes through with the Yanhong. So we may need to see an additional speed lead coming out if Mendieta chooses to draft one as well. But Mendieta is going to do a little bit of pivot himself, bringing out a Fire Monkey. Hopefully my voice doesn't crack again.
I kind of love that he stole the cigar away, you know? It's been a very comfortable unit for Topa to use. He's been using it super well, had to ban it in the last match, and right now Topa's still with a Veladjul, bringing a lot of protection, you know, some sustain, a lot of damage, and the Masha stoling away. He has one speed lead. The question right now is, does he decide, I'm okay with Mendieta taking turn 1, I can withstand that damage, and I can deal with it later, and looks like that's what he thinks. I'm going to bring a Shizuka. It's a great way to counter everything that's going on the other side. And doesn't that smell like a cigar ban for you?
It does smell like a cigar ban for sure. I do see not a ton of damage coming out of Topa. Obviously, we have Amasha, and we saw the Veladjul. The Veladjul looked a lot tankier than something that was dealing damage, and we do know that the second skill coming from Yanhong does deal a lot of damage, though. So that all kept in mind right now, I really like the damage coming from Mendieta. I think the Fire Monkey King's very, very good. I think he's got great additional damage when it comes to Water Ryu and that Escher. And then, of course, Smice would be smicing out here, bombs, silences, all the strips, and the attack bar pushback I think is too good. But it looks like speed leads are gonna get banned out here. Is the Yanhong faster than the Escher? We're about to find out, guys.
Yeah, it all comes down to a Swift. Is this a Swift Yanhong? That's a real question. Is there a Fire Yanhong? And we've been played all along. Bans on the speed leads. Very, very interesting. Locked in defense and HP lead on each side. Who takes turn 1?
We're about to find out who takes turn 1, because if the turn 1 does come from Topa V's side of the field here, we might be seeing a boost up Veladjul to push his team in front to set up a defense break and apply a little bit of damage on this field here. Let's see what happens, guys, because we're getting into it, guys. Potential match point for Topa V.
Here we go. The Escher gets the cut in. There's going to be a big opening. Does he go for the Shizuka or the Vela? Chooses the Vela, but did that resist?
It did resist. He's not getting the reset on top of that Veladjul, and it's not like a segment. We can't try again later either. So very, very scary for Mendieta. Is trying to get off on the right foot there. He lands that defense break on top of the Cigar. Another turn's coming out. Masha pummeling that damage on top of that Cigar. Cigar's not in great shape.
Yeah, I really love what he did there. He controlled 2 of the units and goes for the Yanhong. That's a lot of damage. Can he get some damage on the Death Break? Yes, sir. That's less than 50% Stoic.
Yep, it really is. Now Shizuka really needs the additional turn there. Then we'll see that third skill popping out there, and we may see a shift of things right now. But that defense break sitting on top of Yanhong, definitely not super good for this Yanhong, but Yanhong does have charge vitality to heal itself back up here.
Yeah, he had an opening. I thought that the Escher was going to do more damage, actually. It didn't manage to kill the Yanhong, and she's back up. There's going to be a big opening right here, but she's still with a lot of damage. Just Meister being inevitable. Can he provoke? Yes, sir. Provoke is in. No procs. Another opening for the Fire Monkey King to get rid of this Yanhong. Gets the death break, and she's probably going down.
Yep, I think Yanhong's definitely going to be going down here. A little bit of poke damage and attack bar pushback from the Shizuka is quite nice. I mean, the Smice would be Smice, and it's a very problematic unit right now for Topa V. We do have the defense break available with second skill, but he needs to land this if he's going to be going after this Cigar. He wants to remove this unit from the field here. Does land it. Cigar's in really, really rough shape right now.
Such a tanky Cigar has been taking the punishment, and now he puts bombs on both units, Stoic, that can put the protection. And the Shizuka is so powerful in here because there's bombs in the field, there's stuns, there's silence, but she hasn't been able to take a turn.
That's right. Shizuka may be powerful, but the Smicer is just even stronger right now. I mean, the bombs are coming out there. The additional turns are rolling in. All the silences are going to be landing, and there's nothing Topa can do because Smicer is just way too oppressive.
Inevitable is this Smicer. Here we go. A big opening. Can he stun this Masha? Yes, sir. Gets the stun, but a proc from the Shizuka. Finally, she goes in and puts everything on the other side.
Oh, but another additional turn's coming out of the Smicer. Smicer be Smicing, dude. This is such a problematic unit. We don't have defense break available here. A little bit of poke damage coming towards the Smicer. If he's able to do something about this Smicer, I think we might be seeing a different story, though. I think he's got to kind of bring back this Veladril. Does Veladril have the skill 3 up here? I don't know. Veladril does have skill 3 available, so he can be pushing up. Return immunity is going to be really good for Topa V, giving a little bit of a break. He chose to go for the second skill, landing the defense break, and then, you know, get a little bit sustained back onto the field here. I kind of wanted to see the third skill from the Veladril, I'll be honest, but if Shizuka is able to proc and get that second skill back up there, which it can, you know, that might be the world that we're looking at right now. But Mendieta is looking super good right now because this Smicer is very, very good.
Yeah, I really like the way he adapted right here. Congratulations, Mendieta. 2-1 against Topa V.
Dude, Smicer be Smicing, dude. That's such a tough unit to have to go up against.
Mendieta did some juggling that game, to be honest. I love the way that he navigated the Veladril, the Shizuka. He had there was a lot of problematic units on the table, and he operated as if they weren't an issue the whole time with the Smicer. The Smicer helped a ton with that navigation. Tyler, that was a crazy game.
Yeah, it was interesting to see the speed lead bans on both sides. So both players have the ability to kind of control and go first. Both of them challenging a turn 1 fast unit, right? We have the Yanhong on one side, and then on the other side we saw the Escher. It was an interesting choice for Topa V to go for the skill 2 to try to boost his whole team. I think it was a little bit on the greedy side, actually, but it ended up paying off, right? When we look at, I mean, it paid off at first. Until Smicer started popping off.
Yeah, exactly. As
so I mean, Smicer is really good against Masha because you get the strip and then you can place the silencer the bomb afterwards. So overall, like, the draft was, I would say the draft was very favored for Mendieta.
Yeah, he did a great job drafting, great job operating. Here we go, everybody. We are going into our 4th round of the game right now. Stoic and Seppi, take us away.
Yep, let's get into it, guys. Again, potential match point coming out here for Topa V. Mendieta's trying to stay alive. He needs to win this match here, keep things alive for him here. We've got the pre-bans. To no surprise, see Smicer down here in the pre-bans. And we've got a Veladril, surprising enough, getting in the pre-ban here.
That's beautiful to see, Stoic. And the interesting thing is Topa V has won 2 matches with that Cigar being picked and either banned or making it to the game. That's been a comfort zone for him. Right now he brings it back again, so he feels comfortable, has the speed lead of the Chandra, and then the super fast Yanhong that we already know that outspeeds even Mendieta's very fast Asher.
Well, there's something new coming in here. We got a 33 this time, so we'll see if Topi's able to outspeed a 33 Oliver, depending what he's going to bring to the table, because I don't see these 3 units, the Nikki, the, oh my lord. I do love a Shallot. I think the Shallot's a very, very good unit that he's going to be bringing in. Let's see what Mendieta is going to be doing, because I do think we need to see a fast unit if he's trying to synergize with that 33 speed lead.
I would love to see either an Etna, that Asher works too, but the Charlotte is such a strong pick right here with the Heigang, because now, even if he picks something very fast, the Heigang is so disruptive into the strip, right?
I do think we're seeing a Masha ban right now. When we're landing a Shallot down at the end there, I do feel like Masha is not going to be making its way into this match here. I do think we're kind of prepared for that Shizuka last pick from Mendieta's, but we'll find out and see the direction these players are going to be taking this match into.
Yeah, very interesting. There's a couple of ways of stripping. One AoE on that side, and the reset gets the ban, as you called it. The Masha gets the ban on the other side. I think we're going to have an interesting game in our hands.
Yep, let's see what happens here, because we got a 24 speed lead for Topa V, 33 coming up from MTS's. Let's get into this next match. We got round number 4 happening right now.
Here we go, Stoic, the Yanhong, starting it off like we called it. She can go for skill 2, gets the strip, boosting a little bit in this. Hagen, can he get a stun?
Ooh.
No stun so far. An opening for this more. He goes for his skill 1, doesn't want to risk it. And right now, the Charlotte can play on, reduce attack bars, and get triple stun.
Triple stuns coming out of a Charlotte third skill. That is insane to see that here, but we've got the stuns coming right back that way with the Shizuka. Second skill is available, but of course we've got immunity on the other side of the field here. Nikki is looking a little low right now. We've got second skill coming right back. Probably wants to save that Nikki.
He needs to protect that Nikki, Stoic. He needs to put that on, make sure that she doesn't die, because the amount of turns that Topa V can get with this Yanhong, saving the skill 3 masterfully. Right now he can choose, does he go in the offensive or does he heal? I would love a more defensive player right here, to be honest, and that's what he does.
No, we're gonna get them both. Best of both worlds. Additional turn coming out of the Nikki. Third skill's coming out here, looking for more additional damage. See these numbers come out here from this Nikki, 2.3. I'm sorry, 2K. That was pretty solid damage carry, because obviously Top V, the heal is down at the moment. Beautiful heal blocks, might I add. I think that's an excellent debuff to have going up against someone who's drafting a Yanhong.
Yeah, and there's a very interesting thing right here going on, because the Yanhong actually outspeeds the Oliver, and the stun from the Charlotte is huge.
Yeah, that was really nice that he went for that. He had that first skill strip with the Chandra, able to get that immunity removed. So perfect timing for Charlotte to come in there with a big skill 2. We don't have anything up right now unless he was going to get any additional turns, but skill 2 is available for Yanhong.
Yeah, and this Oliver has not had an opening yet. He tries to get the stuns. The more cleanses by mistake, you know, because of that strip on the Yanhong. Now he will have a second chance to try to get a big stun with this more right now. Doesn't get it on the Charlotte, and the Charlotte is about to rain.
Oh, man.
She has skill 3, the damage coming in. Lots of control from Topa V. Last chance to stun her, and he got it!
Beautiful stun going out then on top of Charlotte, but a return stun going out on top of this Shizuka. Obviously, we've got glancing that needs to be landing here, and it is applied to this Water Ryu more. We got a stun, no stun coming out, just a little bit of poke damage coming from the Chandra, but of course, we've got third skill coming out, boosting up those attack bars. So much glancing is getting applied in this field here.
Man, we gotta call it. This pocket Charlotte pick was incredible. Sometimes when a monster comes out and is completely unexpected, you know, not a huge part of the meta, it's really hard to cover for it. She's been stunning, reducing attack bars, and dealing damage, Stoic.
Pocket Occult Girls goes really, really hot in Summoner's War. Annabelle, Charlotte, Rika, like so many incredible 5th picks coming out of the Occult Girls. It's wild.
Very, very good point. And with that, finishing up the more, the end of the match.
Topa V getting the round 4 victory and moving to the final.
Topa V with a strong game there, and he's still playing that crowd control you love, Seppi, just in a different form. The Charlotte was incredible. I loved seeing the triple despair stun.
Yeah, that was incredible. That turn right there set up the whole game for success. The Oliver didn't have an opening in the whole match to reset. I haven't seen that in a while. Great, great draft.
Yeah, it was entirely locked down, operated super well. Tyler, what'd you think of that game 3, or that game 4 rather?
Game 4 was huge. I mean, he missed, Topa V missed, or not, Media missed the most important unit to strip. And I mean, you missed the Shizuka, but somehow you managed to come back. It's all that control that you have available to you.
Yeah.
Charlotte, you know, like Stoic said, the pocket pick Occult Girls. We've gone from, those were kind of like the main board focus that people used for many, many years. And then we saw the buffs to Nikki, the buffs to Laura, and now it's gone full the other way.
That is one of the strongest families in the game for a reason. We got the highlights for that set right now, Tyler. Here's round number 1.
Yeah, so round number 1 is pretty fantastic here. Eligible ban due to the Smicer being on the field is really nice. But you're able to deal with everything else on the field after the first rotation. But Tessarian just came in and he just slapped down. He just
bodied everybody, and it was such a great pick. Now here's that second game too with that very suspicious. Was that the suspicious Juno or is that game 3?
The suspicious Juno, but also Also, the violent Cassandra was fantastic. Violent Cassandra takes the proc, gets the kill on the Melayu, and then we see this slow, grindy match. Both players able to kind of take it really far to the end. And there it is. There's the life drain. She was indeed on Vampire Revenge.
What a cool piece of tech to go up against this matchup. And like, it is a very high hill to climb, but I like seeing the effectiveness when you attack into a monster with reflect damage like Ragdoll, like you pointed out.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Overall, the way those builds came in, the tech used in these matches is fantastic. Game 3 here, the Hong missing the attack bar gain on that strip was a little bit unfortunate. Did manage to come out at the end, really just grinded out the match, but I mean, Shizuka. Like, we gotta talk about Shizuka. She tried her hardest.
She did. She tried to win that game. That was the one where I said that Mendieta was really doing a great job managing all the units, all the problematic units. And of course, game 4 that we just watched right now.
One of my absolute favorite units. Charlotte comes in with the Despair build, absolutely cleans house, full team stuns, rotates, absolute control damage, everything came through perfectly.
It feels classic. That's the word that I would put on Charlotte. Like, Despair Charlotte is kind of like, it feels OG in 2 senses of the word.
I mean, that's what it is. She is the OG. She's the classic, the classic Night Lady. She's out here just taking names.
Exactly. And also, for everybody in the house, too, if you like watching Mendieta, that's not the last you'll see of him today. We still got our 3rd and 4th place game right now because we got to settle the score there. So we're going to have True Whale versus Mendieta in just a second here. And we're going to get to look forward to a finals with Thompson and Topa V. It's going to be great. Let's go back up to the stage with Pat, who's ready for a post-game interview.
Thank you, Evan. I'm up here with our 2nd finalist. Let's get a nice round of applause first and foremost for Topa V. Also for his opponent, Mendieta. It was a great game. Topa, how'd you feel after going up 2-0 and losing the 3rd game? How'd that feel?
Definitely scared me there for a little bit. There are no easy games here. You gotta earn every victory, and definitely happy to pull it out in the end.
Yeah, there was definitely no easy games. Even in the first semifinals, a lot of close games. One proc here or there, one proc on either side could change the whole dynamic. But Topa, I have to ask you, you're going up against another very tough opponent here in the finals. Thompson, good friend and tough opponent. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling actually quite confident. I have a pretty good track record against Thompson in the matches leading up to these. But we'll see. Like you said, one proc, one stun can change the course of the game. So I'll just, play my best, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Topa's super confident. I know Thompson's super confident. So after a short break here, hope you guys are ready to see a great finals, guys. Take it back.
Man, yeah, we got a great finals ahead of us and a 3rd and 4th game right now that is going to be so hype. Again, because if you like True Whale, if you like seeing Mendieta play, now you get to see them again, and they're going to decide who the 3rd and 4th place are, Tyler.
Yeah, it's going to be a very scary matchup. I mean, True Whale is dominant. Yeah. He may not have taken the victory today, but he is dominant, and he is a force to be reckoned with. Mendieta is going to have to bring it all out. He's going to have to bring more of those tech units. He's going to have to draft incredibly clean and make sure that his bans and his pre-bans are on point.
Yeah, we cannot emphasize it enough. The amount of tournament pedigree that True Whale has behind him is absurd. Like, he's made it all the way to the SWC World Finals, to the runner-up slot. He's also got the Legend title. You see that best rank 1 whenever he queues up in the pick ban phase. Now, you might have seen behind me the populated bracket as well. So we're about to go into the 3rd and 4th game right now, Mendieta versus True Whale. Stoic, do you have any predictions going into this game right now?
This is a tough one, man. This is one of those David and Goliath kind of situations here, where we're talking about someone who has so much and has such an incredible rune quality. Where in his previous matches with Mendy, we were struggling with like maybe some rune quality issues where something should have lasted a little bit longer than it did. But that everything's fine. Everyone's coming here to play their matches no matter what here. But going up against True Whale is a very, very tough thing. It's not easy to handle because everything is just runed so well and everything's drafted excellent as well. So,
no, tough. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy. But this is one of those tournaments where, because it's such a small player pool, we got the top 4 from the summit the whole time. Seppi, these players could totally ruin for each other, and I'm pretty sure Mendieta has a plan for True Whale.
That's very, very correct, Evan, and I love a great underdog story.
Me too.
We're all fans of True Whale. We know what he can do. You talked about all his accolades, but right now is in the moment. What can you do? And thank you guys for noticing the Vampire Juno. Like we said, maybe Mendieta has prepared something else to surprise True Whale, Mendy's dangerous, maybe you've unleashed the beast. Let's see what we're gonna see over here.
Everyone, please welcome to the stage Mendieta and True Whale for the 3rd and 4th place game. Yeah, he could have some other piece of tech ruined up. Like, it's kind of hard to notice a Vamp Juno in the moment. That's not something that you're always used to, like, noticing, because Juno is one of those monsters that kind of falls into, like, that despair revenge build, Seppi. That's what we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. I think sometimes those trap units are what bridge the gap between, you know, rune quality. I remember still, like, the couple of times that I've beaten G3 players, very high-level players, has been, you know, with an off-will Tiana against a Gianna, you know, something like that. You know you're slower than someone. You know you don't have as good of runes, but you prepare very well for them. You know the play style of the people, what they're bringing. So let's see if he has studied, you know, his opponent. There's plenty of videos of him online and all these tournaments.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things we talk about. The burden that comes with tournament experience is that you become insanely easy to research. The homework on you is like way easier. It doesn't necessarily mean that the actual execution of the countering is going to be any easier. But man, can you do your research a lot cleaner. So, Tyler, we just watched 4 games with Mendieta in it. From those 4 games, what would you like to see him bring back in this game up against True Whale? Any standout picks for you from the pick ban phase that had a cool performance?
I really want to see him take the Nikki. I think he needs to take it away because True Whale's Nikki is absurd.
Yeah.
It's a crazy strong, crazy strong. So going into this match, we're going to have to take away key pivotal picks, but also keep in mind and respect that not everything is what it looks like. Yeah. Right? Going back to it again, True Whale runs these units that look like they're turn 2, but really just takes turn 1 and absolutely obliterates you. So if Mendy can show enough respect to that, maybe he can take a couple games.
Yeah, not to get blindsided by it. Exactly. We got the new name Mendieta up against the giant True Whale right now for the 3rd and 4th place game. We're going into round 1. Seppi, Stoic, take it away.
Yep, and talking about not getting blindsided, we have a Smicer in the pre-ban because I think someone's tired of getting blindsided by this unit. Because Smicer does these insane things where you're like, you know, you're trying to control it. Everything's getting silenced, everything's getting pushed back, and it's just too much. So loving to see the Smicer in the pre-ban. I think that's where that unit definitely belongs here. And to no surprise, seeing Ragdoll down there too.
Yeah, Smicer, inevitable. There's a point in the match where he starts silencing you, bombs come out, stuns come out, and like we talked about, the Nikki is coming out over here with the Vanessa, you know, the Death Break, the speed lead. Does he pair it up now with a little bit more sustain? Because there's a lot of tankiness on True Whale's side. No, aggressiveness is what we're seeing out of Mendy.
That's some of the scary things that True Whale can bring. So I do love seeing the Nikki. I do like seeing that Ethna. I think there's a lot of volatility that Mendieta can bring to his draft here. So I hope he continues down that road. But you got to keep in mind, you can't look at the speed of True Whale and say, it'll be okay, I'll take my turn 1 here. But I do think we might be seeing that coming out of True Whale because we do have the 24 speed lead. We have the Wajepian draft. We know this unit can be built very, very fast. I don't think Veladrol or even the Cigar are built on Swift to really disrupt anything like that. So I do think if Mendieta keeps going down this road of being high volatility, high damage, I think we could see, you know, potential like pushing True Whale like off, putting him on the back foot.
That's a very good point, Stoic. I would love to see a segment right here, another very high base speed unit. He opts for another fire unit, the Fire Monkey King. Very strong into control, you know, doesn't get stunned, has that death break. So he has 3 sources of death break right now, 1 source of attack buff, and finishes it up with Masha, which kind of tells me he's comfortable against these 4. You know, he's like, I'm okay if you pick a strong water unit in the end or a strong counter pick. I'm going to play against what's on the table.
Yeah, that's definitely what it says about these last 2 picks here with that Fire Monkey King and that Masha. Now, they are some middle range units here, which is totally fine here, but at least we're setting up and kind of putting ourselves like a good step forward, and I like that where Mendieta's draft here. I think Volantis, super good here, can be extremely toxic, but Volantis doesn't always want to work sometimes. We're looking for where's my provokes, where are my stuns, why am I not revenging? There's just so many things you might ask.
I would like a Volantis, my friend.
I would love a Volantis as well.
Against me, it always counters, and I love the Volantis ban. I also like on True Whale banning the speed lead, guaranteeing that he takes turn 1, so I think both players kind of did everything that they prepared for. And here we go. Game 1 of the tiebreaker, True Whale versus Mendieta. This Wedget taking turn 1.
Yeah, it's a very fast Wedget taking turn 1 here, boosting up his team. We've got Gaps who's looking to get a nice rip and set the team up here for success here. Does get that immunity remove off of that Nikki, so the reset can go right on top of the Ethna. Goes on top of the Nikki instead, though. Does get the provoke. No attack bar reduction except
death break right now.
Well, I think Truewell's definitely trying to stun this unit up here. Doesn't want to see this Ethna take any turns here. He's able to get that additional turn. Defense break sitting on top of the Ethna. So very, very fortunate right now for Truewell.
Lots of damage with the defense buff. Oh my
18K.
god,
I didn't see the 18K. I thought we were going to be seeing a much tankier Veladril and not dealing so much damage, but 18K slams down. Big second skill there, so that is wild. That to me screams rune quality on this Veladril.
Yeah, extremely well runed Vela. Right now the units are gonna finally start coming off of that will on the side of True Will, so there might be the opening that Mendieta has been waiting on, because he has 2 fire units with Death Break that haven't been able to deal any damage.
Yep, defense break sitting on top of the Nikki. Nikki's not in good range right now. We already saw this Veladril deal a ton of damage, and that first skill comes out there. 8.4K is not too bad with that first skill there, and of course we've got second skill boosting up True Will's team here, and he's gonna try and put himself in front of Mendieta's. That defense break sitting on top of Nikki, she's gonna hold that, and that's gonna be the death of her.
Yeah, she's done. It's gonna be the 2 fire units versus everyone, but right now, there's so much attack bar gain on True Whale's side, and if a proc happens right here, the game's over, because there's no strip.
Yep.
He doesn't proc, but it's so hard. Even if you death break it, it has a defense buff on its head. It has the anti-crit. So difficult to deal with.
It's a nice little additional damage, I think, additional turn there. So he's able to pummel in more damage on top of that defense break is what really Mendieta needed there. But again, it's coming back to the sustain of True Whale, the damage that he's able to bring, the control that he's able to bring, all in these 4 units here. So it's very, very well drafted for True Whale. So Mendieta is definitely looking for some windows he needs to take advantage of, and that's really, really tough because True Whale is able to push up his attack bar so much. Like you said, it's a really, really well-rounded draft for True Whale.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the pivot on Mendieta in this draft was very interesting, picking 2 more turn 2 units, lots of damage, but he wasn't counting on this amount of protection and rotation. True Whale taking game 1.
There it is. I mean, what an excellent match there for True Whale. Really showcased a lot with an excellent draft for him.
Yeah, he really did. True Whale showed what he's known for. The man is just brilliant in the pick ban phase, brilliant on the execution. Mendieta is going to have to kind of solve this puzzle in the next game. Luckily, it is a best of 5 still, so he's got time to do it, Tyler. But what do you expect Mendieta to do to try to counter this if True Whale is going to continue to bring stuff like this?
I think we're actually going to need to see more aggression. So when we saw his draft, there's one speed lead, right? So it puts him at a rotation disadvantage to True Whale. True Whale being able to rotate a lot, both on the top of the fact that he has the speed lead still, and then it's also a wedge at for turn rotation. Putting himself on the back foot from turn 1 through the pick and ban is what crippled him the most there. We didn't necessarily need to see the Masha. Masha was nice because it gained speed over time, but he needed everything else on his team to keep him pace with that.
100%.
That's exactly what I agree with, by the way. I think that's what we want to see. When we saw that draft come out with Mendieta, I said, I need to ride this train. He's coming in high velocity, and I think he needed to take something out, and then he went and kind of backed up, pivoted into a more middle play style with those last 2 picks. So
I completely agree.
See.
Let's see if he can make that change right now in round 2. Guys, go ahead and take us into this pick ban phase right now. They've already made some progress.
Yep, and let's get into it, Seppi. We've got this match right here. We're going into round number 2 with True Whale and Mendieta's.
Yeah, very interesting picks. True Whale going a little bit more bruisery. The Wusa coming out, great with the Gapsu. And on the other hand, I love the Cigar on Mendieta. Great against the Wusa. We've seen it. He won a game with it against Topa V, and he's still trusting this Masha. Maybe that last pick can be the Escher that he brought in also in that win, comboing really well with the Moor and with the Cigar, but also he can bring some sustain or disruption. There's no reason. You know what I would love to see on that last pick? An Abellio.
An Abellio.
We haven't seen Abellio a lot.
We could see an Abellio. I think Abellio would be a pretty good unit for me to take at the moment here. This is interesting. I want to see like more threat coming out of Mendieta's right now, because I see the Masha, but I feel like True Whale sees the Masha as well, and you can't have that unit be the main threat, the main source of your damage, because I do think we're in a world of potentially banning out that Masha, because we do have that Triple Revenge Verd. The Triple Revenge Verd, more than likely something that is in target of the Masha.
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult to deal with. The Shizuka gets banned. Impressive. I thought that the Masha was getting this banned, to be honest. I think right now the Verd, if you ban the Masha, it has free reign, right? There's not a lot of stuns, not a lot of way to deal with it, but let's see who takes turn 1, and it is an incredibly fast Volantis. Gets the provokes, glancing on everyone except Oliver.
Yep, Wateryu Moore is looking to get some strips and despair stuns. Does get that stun on top of the Verti here, which is very, very important, because that's one of True Whale's ways to really cycle his team and get in front of him. Defense break is going to be landing, and glancing on top of the Smasher is quite nice to get the additional turn, but that is a glance Cigar.
Yeah, dangerous, but he can do it. goes for the reset, and now he can go all in into this vert. It's stunned. It's the opening you're gonna have, and he goes for it. I love that targeting.
With the additional turn as well, so Vertigo is going to be eating up all that. Does get the full attack bar reduction on top of that gap, so which is very, very important here. Second skill going towards the Valantis. Valantis not revenging that time. Didn't revenge on that cigar, which is quite nice.
Yeah, he gets another stun.
Holy!
This Moor has a picture of Vertihill in his bedroom, and he looks at it and says, I hate you.
Yeah,
I'm
not
gonna lock you
today,
down.
Bird, not today. Got a defense break coming out from the cigar, probably setting this up. He wants to try to get rid of, oh, he's really trying to push for this Vertihill, and I think that's the way to go. So he does set it up, pops that Vertihill. Vertihill's going to come back with the Vanessa, a third skill.
I don't know, that might have been a little bit of a misplay because the Vert gets out of the stun because it was killed, it comes back, and now it has a full rotation of the team, pushing it ahead twice. That was a little bit unlucky. The Masha did a lot of damage.
Yep, definitely want to get rid of that Masha. I think Truel's looking for that dismount that needs to happen, but he is trying to lock down some units as well, making sure Oliver doesn't pop off, making sure Sagaz's not able to provoke anything and really put him back in control here. But the defense break does land on top of the Masha. A beautiful strip there. Vertiheal, you can tell he's going to be going next, which is not good for Mendietas. We get the dismount right there, and Vertiheal's got second skill available, ready to pile that damage into a defense broken Masha.
Yeah, very, very difficult game. It's just starting to get hard. If he gets a stun right here on the Cigar or the Oliver, gets it on the Oliver. Here we go. Cigar needs a provoke and maybe a proc. No proc for you, sir. She can kick the Masha, kill her. Oh, but it doesn't get it.
Yeah, Masha is going to be down at the moment here, but don't worry. I don't think he's Truewell's too worried about that. We do have the Valantis. The Valantis is going to be great to do that, but he's going to pop that Masha with the rest of that Gyapsu. So Gyapsu still standing tall. Double the spare stuns coming out of Vanessa and that Vertiheal. But of course, we've got stuns potentially coming out from the Villager as well on top of the Cigar, opting to go for the Oliver instead.
Yeah, he needs to lock down the Verd. The Moor has been incredible, but the damage is not getting through. A proc needs to happen right now to reset some attack bars and control. If it doesn't happen, it does!
Beautiful additional turn coming out of Cigar. Cigar's going to be resetting potentially the Gyapsu or the Vanessa. It goes for the Vanessa, gets the attack bar reduction as well. No revenge coming out of the Vertiheal. I don't know how this Vertiheal's built because I haven't seen revenge a single time here. Oliver, like we said, we were trying to stop this unit from getting any turns, and he's able to drop the Vanessa here.
Yeah, it's gonna come down.
The Valantis.
Yeah, the Valantis. It's gonna come down to this Moor right now. The Vert finally took a turn. If this Moor can lock it down just once again, this might be a very strong game for Mendieta. Can he risk it, or does he go somewhere else? He opts to target the Gyapsu right now, gets the reset, resisted.
Well, we got Cigar looking for the defense break and the provoke, lands on top of the Gyapsu. Vertiheal looking to boost up his team. He's not able to drop this Oliver just yet, but it's kind of fortunate because we all know what happens with these Valkyries. He's going to go skill 1 into a... We're going to go skill 2.
Yeah, let's confirm that kill. I don't trust that skill 1 and gets us done. The Gyapsu, it's going to be this Moor that stunts for the 4th time. The Vertihill is Moor against the world. If the Vanessa right now can just stay there, the Moor can try to get an extra stun on the Vert, and it gets it.
That's unbelievable that this is happening right now. He's able to lock down this Vertiheal just with a Moor, which is absolutely crazy. Big second skills coming out, lands that branding on top of the Moor. And of course, I mean, we just see what happens with Moor taking his turn in a second.
He needed to provoke the Vanessa because the Vanessa right now is so key. Needs once again the stun on the Vertihill to close out this match. If he doesn't get it, no! And finally
getting
a counter.
Revenge. We haven't seen a counter yet, and it finally happened on the water unit here. Let's see what happens with Gyapsu. Gyapsu's looking to lock down the Cigar. He's not able to do that, so we've got second skill coming out, looking for a defense break, provoke coming at a Cigar.
This is what I like to call proc or die. You need it.
That really is. It needed to get that proc.
Get it.
Not able to get it, and obviously we can see a little bit of attack bar is going to be gained for True Whale's side of the field here. Big first skills coming out on top of the Cigar, unless he's trying to pop this passive on the Watery Moor. I don't think that's going to happen. It looks like all focus is going right in the Cigar.
It's everything on the Moor. 1 HP on the Vert, so close. That's
does Vertiheal go in? Oh my god, I actually thought for a second Vertiheal goes into the Moor here. The Moor does not have second skill.
I thought as well. He has the passive. He needs it. The passive from Vanessa is there, so if you kill the Vert, it just comes back. You need to wait for it. You get it back, and now you kill confirm. She very intelligently chooses to revive, and now there's going to be a huge opening for True Whale. Gives the turn and a stun.
And the additional turns coming out here. True Whale shutting down round number 2 against Mendieta.
Very well played by True Whale. Love how much discretion he took at those last turns there. He was sure to not trigger anything that he didn't need to. He brought back the gap suit to lock down the more, so that way when he gives it the turn, it can't actually capitalize on that turn. Tyler, that was a crazy game. There was one very key moment where maybe the Verd died when he was stunned, kind of came back, and he was able to kind of refresh everybody's attack bars. What did you think about that game in general?
Overall, it's exactly what I want to see from Mendieta. I want to see him taking risks.
Yeah.
I want to see him going into things that maybe you shouldn't in a standard setup. You need to take risks. You need to push on the gas. Otherwise, you're just going to fall behind True Whale.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that was the sort of play that we need to see more of from Mendieta going into this game 3 right now. Mendieta and True Whale already in the pick ban phase for round number 3. Seppi and Stoic, take us into it.
All right, let's get into this. This is game point for True Whale, but we've got a Nicky in his way right now. Nicky's first pick for Mendietas. Let's see what happens. Is that going to be enough? He's going to bring that kind of aggression that we really want to see in this next match.
Yeah, great match from both Mendieta and True Whale. Very close. And now True Whale says, I saw what your more is capable of doing. I'm going to take that stuff away. I don't want to deal with those stunts anymore. Here we go. The Ponto's coming out. Very interesting pick. Another speed lead, some protection, immunity, and the Masha coming back. Very strong against 3 of the units on the table, and I would love to see another speed lead to finish it off. An interesting thing, if he has a Chandra ready, is it an Antares? That is volatility. That is volatility, my friend. Does he have enough sustain to deal with an Antares?
Well, I mean, we'll see. I do think there's a little bit of mind games being played with this more because we know he has the Despair, we know he has the Swift, so we don't know what's going to be happening here, but more control is going to be coming out in the form of Okeanos. Okeanos, a crowd favorite unit when it comes to America's Cup. We see a lot of Okeanos, and Okeanos is going to be coming in here doing a lot more damage than he used to do, so we'll see what happens. If that's going to be enough to hold back Mendietas, or is this Antares going to be that kind of Antares that turns things around here? Because you know what? That unit could be one of those.
Yeah, it's like what we like to call, it's a regional unit. When we're in the America's Okeanos pop stop, we go to Asia, and then out of nowhere, Ganymede, just comes out of the box.
Exactly. Well, Moore's going to be biting the bullet here, so we're not going to get a speed lead for True Whale, but we do know how fast this Sekhmet can be.
Yeah.
So Sekhmet, there is a world that he still takes turn 1. And that's exactly what's going to be happening here. So there was no speed and lead on this side of the field.
Yeah, he can reset the Etna, doesn't have to deal with her, but the Nicky is coming in, and Nicky plus the volatility, if she doesn't get reset, obviously, by Okeanos, when she resists.
And that's why we see less Okeanos today.
Hey, you know what? I still love Oki, but this stun on the Antares is incredible. One more chance with the Tian Lang to go in and get some stuns. Doesn't get it on the Nikki, gets a proc. We've seen this Tian Lang rip apart other teams. It deals so much damage. The cleanse is definitely coming out because you can't lose units right now. The Oki will come in with the stun AoE. He doesn't risk it. A proc would be beautiful.
Proc would have been insane. Attack buff Masha going into defense break. It didn't land the defense break here. But imagine that with attack buff getting the additional turn there. Okeanos would have been in a really rough place right now. Curse of the Beautiful is coming out, and this is massive. Able to get defense breaks on the field here, and then that allows True Whale to kind of do something with it. Now, Ethna is definitely on the focus right now. We could be seeing Ethna getting targeted out here.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Hasn't done anything. This Antares is just sitting there. It's like my Antares.
Antares is going to be taking a legitimate turn here, Seppi, and that's what no Antares user wants to see. And we finally get it just as his attack bar almost reaches at, like 95%. We're getting the additional turn coming out here, but we get the revenge coming out. Antares is in a really rough place there. Even Okeanos is not going to be dropping. Get a third skill coming out. He's able to drop the Okeanos with this third skill.
That slow on the Oki is what killed it, because the Nicky managed to go ahead. The Antares is going to say bye-bye, but it's going to be a match for the Masha. The Masha has a huge opportunity right here to capitalize for Mendy. Can he choose the right monster to kill right now?
Ooh, not opting to go for an attack break on top of the Masher, trying to slow down that kind of damage there, but he's very fortunate that no additional turn is going to be popping out here. We have to go with the second skill, remove those attack buffs in here. Any despair stuns are pretty nice, but it looks like he's going to pummel that damage in here. He's really trying to push for a kill on top of the Nicky.
He goes for the Nicky, doesn't want to risk it. The Masha can kill someone. You go for the Juno!
Wow!
Yes!
I love that decision there. I think that's what you had to do. Obviously, we know that he has the ability to take out the Tian Lang, but he went for it. That was a gamble that he had to take, and he really took that gamble here.
What a play from Mendieta. Incredible targeting. Even with the reset right now, the Masha has so much damage. You need to drop her from the chair, and then you can't let her kill you.
I was going to say, he has to go with the skill 1 to keep the skill 2 available, because that's what he needs to use. Second skill is going to be coming out here, and he needs that additional damage. All that. He's so fast! He's able to laugh it, and he goes for third skill, and he gets the kill! My God, it was the attack, the first skill that he went, and not using up that second skill. That knowledge to hold on to that was a great victory. That was a great move right there for True Whale to lock in that victory.
That was experience. Both players killed
Discipline.
it. Yeah, that was discipline. And patience, too, from True Whale. That was incredible to know to hold that, a very strong 3-0 from one of the strongest players in the world, True Whale, just doing such a great job. And again, congratulations to Mendieta for getting here, fighting up against him, and giving us a great show. Like you said, Seppi, that was crazy, man.
What an incredible call to go for the Juno with the Masha and just Popper. Both of these players, super high level of targeting, decision making. That's my favorite thing about this level of play in Summoner's War.
Yes, definitely. I think we got Pat up there right now with True Whale. Let's send it up to him on stage for the post-match interview. Pat, take it away.
All right, guys, let's get a nice round of applause for our third place finisher, True Whale. Got a little redemption there on Mendieta. Again, a nice round of applause to Mendieta. Great competition, great competition. True Whale, I know it's not where you wanted to finish, but you got a little redemption there. Things went in your favor a little more. How do you feel after the match?
Yeah, it was, thanks for having me. It was a fun event, and congrats to Mendieta for traveling so far to come here. It was a pleasure battling him.
Awesome, thank you, True Whale, for traveling out here as well, and thank you for the performance, and thank you for coming out. We appreciate you. Again, I'm sure the finals is just a few minutes away. We have Topa and Thompson in the finals, guys. So I'll see you back here in a jiff. I'm gonna send it back to the casters, guys.
Wow. That was an awesome final game right before we get into the actual grand finals of the Americas Summit. Here we got the highlights. Tyler, walk us through what we were seeing here.
Yeah, so this first game, like we were talking about before, rotation advantage. It was a big thing here. We see the wedge at, speed lead advantage, and then on the other side, we see the Fire Monkey King Masha. I like that he's playing for things that have increased speed overall throughout the fight, but it's not enough in this kind of match. You're playing from the back foot right away. Going into game two, the big thing was immunity bans, right? So we saw immunity bans. I wanted to see Mendieta take a little bit more risk here. There was a lot of aggression that wasn't quite there. It was close, but it just needed more of it.
Yeah, and I think Seppi called it out mid-game as well, but there was a moment in there where the Verd was stunned, and then it was killed, so it came back unstunned, able to take a turn and boost up the team. I thought that it was an important call. Did it dictate the rest of the game? We don't necessarily know because we didn't get to see that, but I do think that it did play a factor in there too.
Yeah, definitely a large factor to the gameplay. It really just goes to show, like we've talked about game 3 here, targeting, discipline, decision-making. Every last choice you make in these matches really comes down to the end. And like we saw it here, it came down to a Masha versus a Sekhmet in the end, and all of those individual small choices, trusting your runes, trusting your artifacts, knowing what to do, is the reason why True Whale wins this match 3-0.
Yeah, exactly. And True Whale's seen this situation before, by the way. The Sekhmet and Masha lockdown at the end there, that's how he knows to hold it down. Incredible decision-making, a lot of skill being shown from these players in terms of how to target, what to hold, when to use it. I think that was just a master class for how to play Summoner's War, especially at this level. Everybody, that was the 3rd and 4th place game between True Whale and Mendieta. We still have the grand finals ahead of us for the Americas Summit 2024 live here in Los Angeles. We're going to be coming back for it after just a quick break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for our last best of 5. See you in a second.
Honestly, this rolling it. He needs to get it on the end, then he got it. Oh my God! Oh, that is a beautiful holy ground.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the finals of the Summoners Festival featuring the Americas Summit 2024. We've had an incredible journey so far, and we're getting a scan of everybody here at the venue right now, playing and participating in games, winning raffles, potentially losing raffles. There's a whole bunch of opportunities here at the Summoners Festival. Guys, we are about to go into the grand finals of the Americas Summit 2024. It's been a great day of strong best of fives from some of the best players in the world and new names as well. We've had a great time, and now we're about to see Topa versus Thompson, Seppi. Like, this is going to be a pretty big one. Are you excited for the finals?
This is a throwback, dude. How am I not excited? It sounds like we're in 2019 again. Are we going to see, you know, a Lauren, a Fran, a Vert, and an Ager popping off? No.
2019, baby. Take me back.
Yeah.
5 years ago. That's what
back
we need.
when Fran used to stun.
Dude.
Those were the good days.
We call those the dark days on this side of the table. this half of the table. Arda owners hate that.
I think we're about to segregate the table.
Yeah, exactly.
This side on our side now.
That's the dark days. On the screen right now, you can see the bracket. That's the journey that we've taken today. We find ourselves all the way at the end in the grand finals match right now. We've decided who our third and fourth place players are, and now we just have one more slot to determine, and that's the finalist. That's the winner, the person who takes home the very first America Summit Championship belt. And it looks sick, by the way, Tyler. I can't wait to show it off on stream.
The belt.
Yeah, I'm part of me is hoping that Rakuni walks out with it, you know?
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Over the shoulder. That's what we're hoping for right now. So it's been a good day, good games. Guys, Stoic, Seppi, we'll start with Stoic. What's been your favorite game so far?
Oh man, that's so tough. You know, I feel like moments for me really shine, and I can't help but bring up that last moment they had with like True Whale. I understand True Whale's not making it into our final here, but it's like I love it when you see great play, and I like to reward great play. And I saw the discipline of that very last moment where Mendiatis could have taken a win, could have taken a victory away from True Whale, but we saw our absolute discipline, and I love to show that, like showcase that. Like, this is why he's a SWC champion. This is why he does so well all the time, and he's a top competitor, someone to worry about there. And it doesn't come down to just runes. It doesn't come down to just units. It comes down to like that actual play, and he came out there and he performed great. And we saw that discipline in that segment versus Masha at the end of that match. I love that. So for me, that moment is probably my favorite moment, showcasing like just great Summoners War gameplay.
Yes, totally agree. Seppi, same question to you, but I'm going to take a guess. Can I throw out a Despair Charlotte moment? Was that one of your moments?
You almost got it. It's also a win unit. It also stunned a lot of units, and it wasn't. And it wasn't. No, it wasn't Smicer. It wasn't Charlotte. So my favorite thing about Summoners War is how players are able to express their creativity in building units and picking units that we don't think about, right? And in that match that Thompson was playing True Whale, he had a last pick, and I was like, he could pick, you know, a Fire Monkey. There's so many cool picks here. And then he brings out a Zhang Jie out of nowhere that I didn't think about. The Zhang Jie started stunning everyone, looking like an Okeana. So I love being surprised. I love seeing players express their creativity. And that pick right there for me was the soul, you know, the essence of Summoners War.
What a great choice, and a great game, too. We have a few more great games ahead of us today, too. We're about to go into our last best of 5, the grand finals. Thompson and Topa V have taken the stage. Let's give them a round of applause for the folks who are here in person at the Summoners Festival Day 1. Thompson and Topa V are our finalists. This is awesome. I don't think I couldn't have asked for a better setup, a better tournament today. What a great time this has been. So Tyler, we've observed a lot of games. What do these players need to do to take the game?
Well, it's hard. These players know each other inside and out. They've been playing against each other for years, what feels like a decade of Summoners War. And at this point, I'm not even sure what they could be bringing out against each other. The pocket picks that could come out. Do they steal drafts? What do they go for, right? Both of these players have things like Ragdoll Absolute. They have the ability to play the Vanessa fast speed leads. Are we going to see something throwback like you guys have been talking about, 2019? Do we see the Ganyathor? Do we see Yunhong come into that play? Like, there are so many different options available to both of these players. Their history defines the way the metas have grown over the years.
Yes.
And for that reason, I think what they need to do is they need to believe in themselves. They need to believe in what they feel is the best draft and try to set the meta and the tone for the games.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of history, like you said. There's nostalgia here. Look at all these folks in the crowd rooting for their favorite, and it feels like 10 years because it has been 10 years, Tyler. That's exactly what we're here to celebrate as part of the Summoners Festival. 10 years of Summoners War, and the Summoners behind it, the folks who are playing the game too. This is honestly such a great day. I love it. I'm feeling the nostalgia. I mean, I've been playing the game for like 8 years now, I think. Seppi, what's your total at?
My total should be around 8 as well.
Same. I think it's the same.
It's incredible, man. Summoners War is going to become a teenager in a little bit, you know? Only 2-3 years from that, and we're going to be there. It's amazing to see not only the game changing so much and growing and transforming itself, but the friendships and the connections that we've made all over the years. That's what keeps us over here, right? Coming back and seeing the people that we love, that we enjoy playing this game with each other. So super happy to be able to celebrate together.
I mean, the group of us have known each other for 8 or 9 years now. So like to see all of us here on the stage at the 10-year anniversary is just, it's a testament to that, really.
The Summoners War was the friends we made along the way, after all.
It really is.
And now we're going to have 2 of them throw down right now. We've got Thompson, we got Topa V up there for round 1 of our grand finals at the Americas Summit 2024. Stoic, Seppi, take us into the pick band phase.
Well, let's get into it because we have our final right here with 2 incredible people. We've got Thompson, we've got Topa V. We're getting into the pre-bands with our very first match in our final today in the Summit. Guys, let them have it. Let's hear that Summit final. Let's go, guys. Yeah! Pre-bands locked in.
Yeah, we see the Kapsu coming out on one side, the Laura on the other one, so 2 LD5s, all right?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
I am technically correct.
Objectively true.
Yes, and Thompson with the first pick. Will we see a speed lead? Yes, sir. The Vanessa coming out. Will Topa V respond with that cigar that he's been loving? We see the Chandra as well. Someone very good. Oh, and it is that. So they're going to their comfort pick, Stoic.
Yep, he really is. I love the Vanessa first pick from Thompson. I think that's incredible first pick. I love the 33. I love the setting up for defense break. Excellent play. Excellent first pick. Tope V, I'm a big fan of Chandra Cigar. This is the play style that I do like. I love pivoting into this. I think this is very, very good. Wadjet and Julian, so threatening. This is just insanely threatening units. Oh, I love
showing off the Lexi. But I gotta tell you something. If the Gapsu's not there, the Lexi is not as strong. You know, so why are you gonna bring her? Sure, there's some healing on Thompson's side, but we don't need that. The Yan Hong bringing on some aggression with the Masha, so the holy trinity of elements plus an LD on the other side. Lots of damage, lots of turn gain and advantage, and let's see if he brings on that Velajul that pairs off so well with the Wedjet, or if he goes for a more aggressive comp with the Wedjet turn 1 into strip, you know, death break and damage.
You know, I'm smiling. I'm only smiling because I saw like there's a lot of things that he'd be critting out there, and I was like, he's gonna freaking draft Donata. I was like, that's what I'm gonna see right now. Like, I hope we don't see it here. So we got the Wusa, we got the Smicer. We know how problematic Smicer has been. He's been smicing up all day. We have a Juno last pick coming out of Topa V, so I think this is very, very good now. Now, obviously, we have a turn 1 unit here for Topa V. We know how fast the Yanhong is, and I think that might be one of the tone centers that might have to get banned out here. So we might see a Yanhong pre-ban here. I'm sorry, pre-ban. A ban and potentially a Wusa. Because if we get Wusa procs here, I think Wusa is going to be a problem. And it looks like Wadjet and Juno are going to be the bans here as we get into our very first match with Thompson and Topa V. Speed leads for both teams. We've got a 33 lead sitting on the field of Thompson.
Yeah, I actually like the bans on both sides. Very good from the players. The Juno was going to be a very difficult monster to deal with later on, and turn 1 goes to that Yanhong. She goes for skill 2 to boost the team, or does she go for skill 3 and just guarantees 1 monster? The Wusa knows that it cuts. He boosts the team. Here we go, the reset. Yes, sir. And a proc on top of it that can get that death break on. The Masha is about to pop off.
Yep, super nice setting. Topa V's setting the tone right now, and it's looking very, very good for him. We got a stun sitting on top of that. The Wusa, big kill, goes out on top of Smicer. Smicer, Vanessa's passive, or third skill is already down right now. We have Track Vitality, so he's all set up to bring it back again. Like, do we keep pumping in more damage? Are we going to set up a defense break potentially with the Cigar and then open up with a Masha hitting it after this? Like, that is a world we could be living in here.
Yeah, I think you called it. The Yanhong is the connective tissue of this team, and she brings so much aggression, making sure that that Masha deals so much damage, and it's going to be a mountain to climb this back. You know, after all, we're at the summit, but Thompson will have to deal lots of damage with this Julian to get his team back in the game.
Most definitely. We got a nice spare stun that came out on top of that Vanessa. More damage and stun on the Yanhong, which is very, very good. Definitely a unit that I think Thompson's got to keep back, but as soon as that Yanhong's gone, and as soon as we have to start working on that Masha next.
Yeah, he can protect the Yanhong right now, and the Chandra is so good.
Oh my god, so many despair stuns coming out of Chandra, able to get the Vanessa and this Wusa now, so very, very good here. So looking very good for Topa V now, putting Thompson totally on the ropes.
Yeah, removing the death break, removing the main unit for late game that was Smicer. Very good targeting, and right now is full control with the Cigar. No way for the Wusa to be effective, and even though this Julian can't be controlled, there's no setup for him. There's no death break, there's no way for him to deal big damage, and little by little, Topa V meticulously take him down. At this point, Thompson's probably thinking of game 2.
Definitely.
What can I do, you know, to deal with this Yanhong? Should I just banned the Yanhong and let the Juno through? It was a difficult choice, you know, a lot of mind games going on in here, and game 1 looking like it's going the way of Topa V.
Yep, that's right. I mean, Charge Vitality goes into the Cigar. Cigar's going to be one of those control units. He's not going to let Thompson get any room here to breathe, so there it is. Wusa's going to be dropping here. Big skill 2 goes out, then we know how much damage it's going to be providing. This again comes back to the draft there, but Topa V taking round 1 away from Thompson.
Topa V with a strong first game. I like the word that was thrown out there, meticulous. That was really, it was surgical precision inside of the game there. Topa V just really operating there cleanly, Tyler. What'd you think of that first game?
The first game is very, very, you know, as you guys are saying, meticulous. A couple things in the draft that I didn't quite like. I didn't like the Wusa. I felt like the Wusa was a little bit too defensive. Wanted to see more gas. We know that, you know, Thompson has tons of options, fantastic runes, fantastic artifacts, great player. I want to see more aggression from that because I feel like when you push against a player who doesn't have as much, you have more leverage when you play really aggressively. And I think that's going to be pivotal in the key, games going forward.
Yeah, with a lot of bias, very clearly from me. I love seeing aggressive Thompson. Maybe that's not what he's going to bring out today. Maybe he's not going to bring, say, like
he's not bringing your Carlos.
He's not bringing Carlos.
He's not bringing your Carlos,
dude.
Evan. I'm sorry to say.
He's not bringing Magnum.
Dude, Magnum Carlos. Immediately in my heart. Immediately. Like, that's number.
And for, you know, himself and for his opponent, since both of them have it, the Juno coming in, the damage of the Etna, I love, 2 very high base speed units. He's probably thinking of closing out with a secondary speed lead to round it out there. And now on top of E-side, does he do the same? He has 1 speed lead on the table, lots of damage, strip, control. Does he bring in that Chandra that has worked so well and the Cigar to close it out? But there's so much fire on the other side that you don't want to go heavy wind.
No, you definitely don't want to go heavy wind here. So I do think we probably hit off with either a light dock unit or a water unit here. I mean, there was a world that I was thinking like potentially even Han, and I think that's a very, very good unit to get rid of units like Veladril, like the Fire Monkey. I think Han can be really, really good. We've seen Thompson use that in the past year. But let's see what happens. I'm back in a boat where I'm like, I kind of want to see that Yan Han get banned out already. But we do have a lot more damage being showcased on Top B's side of the field here. And this Miles is going to hit the field, and I feel like Miles just comes across as like, yeah, I'm just going to ban that. So this is not one water unit, you know, going to town on all these fire units that we have here.
You know what? I think that Thompson can deal with a ban on Oliver or on the Yan Hong and play against the other ones, but he chooses to ban the fire unit, giving turn 1 once again to this Yan Hong with the speed lead. Interestingly enough, the Miles is still there, but he can try to take its attack bar away with the Oliver.
Yep, let's see what happens. I mean, we saw the opportunities that Topavi was able to take advantage of, so let's get into it, man. Topavi, Thompson, round number 2. Yan Han kicking us off with a charge vitality going right into the Veladril. Veladril is going to be boosting everybody up here.
This brings back so many memories. I used to have a Swift Veladril, taking turn 1, pushing attack bars up. Here we go. Now the opportunity with the Oliver. Who does he go for the strip? Goes on that Laura, takes the attack bar away. Can he try to remove this Etna? Yes, sir.
Oh,
and
man.
no.
I'm loving the Topavi aggression right now, and he's been doing super, super well with Masha. He's able to create these opportunities, and then Masha's just pummeling the damage, and it's really, really working super well for Topavi. So let's see what's going to happen here. So no Despair Stuns going out on top of the Yan Han standing tall. Defense breaks coming out on top of the Laura. And we know what happens when we see a defense break land, and we've got a Masha taking a turn soon. That's a desperation move. He needed to get some Despair Stuns. He didn't achieve any of that at all.
No stuns, which is a big problem because he needed to control this Yan Hong. He needs a proc from this Miles right now to try to remove her from the field. Gets the proc. Can he get the stun? Yes, sir, he gets it.
Definitely gets a stun that needed to happen here because obviously Thompson wants to start targeting this Masha, but he can't do that when Charge Vitality is still a thing when it comes to this Yan Hong, but it's a little too late here for this. Topavi really in full control. He's in the driver's seat, and Thompson's just trying to really figure out what to do here, and I feel like stopping this Masha is really, really important for Thompson.
The Masha hits so hard, and she loves to proc. It's gonna be this Miles against the world because the Juno is down, and the Oliver is such a difficult unit to deal with this water unit right here. He basically has to target the wind unit right now, try to deal with it, but it's so hard to land the stuns, to deal damage.
Yep, it really is. So Thompson's just going to be taking up his time here. He's not too worried about this. He's already thinking about the next match here because there's no way Miles going to be doing anything. With Oliver pushing back all the attack bars, way too much control, all the resets are really, really good. And we've got sustain, we've got another life on the Masha, so we all know it's over for this one. So we're in game number 3 right now in Thompson's head. But I do think what needs to be what am I trying to say here? What needs to be taken care of is this Masha. We need something to prepare for this defense break opportunities here. Topavi taking round 2 away from Thompson.
All of a sudden, Thompson is in a difficult spot right now. He needs to get that point on the board in the finals. Right now, it's a best of 5. And Topavi is sitting at game point right now. So, Seppi, in that game, what was it? What happened there? Was it yielding turn 1? Was it not showing Lexi in the pick ban phase before taking it away? What was it?
We called it is the connection. You know, speed lead plus Yan Han plus Masha means someone's dead turn one. You just need a proc. You know, we've seen that over and over again. So right now we'll see the Yanhan gets taken away. I love that adaptation by Thompson. The question right now is, how do you deal with any other unit that will try to fill in for that hole?
Yes, we're already in the pick ban phase right now. This may not be the last one, but it's definitely the most important game so far at the America Summit. Thompson needs a win right now. Guys, take it away for game number 3.
Yeah, and here we go. Game number 3. We've got Thompson already drafting the wedge jet. That's the 24 speed lead that he has locked in here. Now, I do think he should synergize with the team and keep pumping for a turn 1 now. So we see the Cigar, we see the Chandra, and we know what he was trying to do last time with the Sotopa V. Potentially still drafting that Masha in to go with these units here. But I do think Thompson needs to stay on the aggression side, stay on the fast side. He's got the wedge jet in here, and he needs to capitalize on it and synergize his team.
I love that. I remember, you know, one comp that him and True Will used to use a lot in the past, which was the wedge jet together with the Juno and the Volantis, and then bringing other sources of turn 1. Now the Juno's taken away on the other side, so I would have loved to see that wedge jet, Juno, Volantis, but he did bring the aggression you asked for. There's Death Break on the Etna, there's stun, and there's a lot of damage with the Julian.
Personally, I think we need a second defense breaker out here. I think we're in a position where Thompson can take that Masha away from Masha's an excellent unit to help deal with not just a Juno, but it's a great unit to help deal with the Cigar as well. And even a Ragdoll. We're talking about additional turns, we're talking about defense break and high damage, and what better to do that than like Masha into, you know, into all that stuff over there. So I think this is fine. I'm not the biggest fan. No, all right. Well, that makes things a little bit easier when we're drafting 8 tricks with this Dak Robo. So I do kind of like this a little bit better because we're talking about turn 1 control. We're talking about not letting him get a turn here. But I do think, like Topa V, not bad. We got a Ragdoll, we got a Juno, so that's good. Kind of bounce back here. And Triple Revenge Verd's going to be coming out here because all of the AoE that Thompson's already put in here. But yes, ban on the Triple Revenge Verd.
I was going to say,
potential.
That tells you a wedge jet ban with a Verd pick, right? Very good last pick right there. And he bans the Ragdoll so he doesn't get interrupted. The question right now is, can he fully outspeed without a speed lead? Because Topa has that 24% from the Chandra. We expect this Etna to be really, really fast, but you're afraid of the Verd counter.
You are definitely afraid of the Verd counter. Ethna is obviously going to be taking turn 1 here. There's no way this Ethna is not going to be doing that. So Ethna takes that turn 1 here. Let's see what we're choosing to do. We're going to go with a capture here. Looking to stun up that Cigar. Does get that stun. Ton of damage.
Yeah, lots of damage, but he gets a clutch stun on the Robo. Here we go. He can protect one of his units and then just go for those very powerful slows with the Chandra. Who does he choose? He goes for the Cigar, keeping the protection, and now there's no choice. Yeah, another Despair. The Verd will push attack bars ahead, and now even though he has the tricks, he has to little by little stun. Yes, sir.
Yep, goes in with a big skill 2. Defense breaks going to be landing across the field. Ton of it. Oh my god! Big skill 2 with the, all the attack bars going to get reducted here. So obviously Vertiheal looks like he's going to be on his way out. Often go with the first skill, a little bit of poke damage coming towards that Vertiheal. We have more sustain coming out of this Juno, which is quite nice. Very fortunate for Juno. And Juno's going to be getting another stun here, going out on top of this Dak Robo.
Yeah, that stun is huge. I loved how he played though, not using the skill 3 to not give more healing through the Juno, but the tricks resists. And now he can try to get rid of this Vertiheal. It's a 4v3. If he can wind down this Cigar quickly enough, it's going to be a very interesting game, but there's a lot of sustain on Topa V's side. The Juno and the Chandra are very hard to get through last game. He has to kill it. It is a 4v2, my friend.
Opting to go with that second skill, and you know, that's not a bad decision there. I kind of would have held on to it, really set up for your light Vampire to try to get something off there. Nice little slow sitting on top of the Chandra, so Chandra's going to be fit to try to get a Despair stun. Now everything's on Despair, so we're looking for Despair stun from Juno, from the Chandra. He really wants to keep Thompson back here. A little bit of poke damage here going towards Chandra, so we know what Thompson's really trying to focus out.
Yeah, any proc from this light Vampire will destroy. He risks it. It's going to give him some healing. And now the Chandra on top of that can try to get some stuns with the AoE.
Oh!
And gets it on the only unit. You don't care. But the slow is very important. The slow does stay.
He needs the defense break to be landing here, and he does get that defense break, but Chandra is going to be taking a turn here. I don't like that he went with that second skill with the tricks, though.
Yeah, it was a little bit dangerous. The Chandra is gonna die right now, so I would just go for pure damage, get rid of the Chandra, and just go everyone versus Juno. You can even just go skill 2 right here and try to kill.
It's definitely going to stay alive, though. I don't think that's going to be killing it here, so it comes back here, and he doesn't choose. He needs to go with second skill. I know he's getting the stuns out here, but I do think he needs to lock that unit down here, but it's not going to work too much there. Thompson is going to be taking round number 3.
Yeah, Really good adaptation this match, Stoic.
Incredible adjustment from Thompson right there. Absolutely necessary. Again, that was the most important game of the summit so far. That could have ended the whole thing right now, but we're getting a game 4. Tyler, what'd you think of the adjustment that Thompson made? What was the key that got him that victory there?
I mean, the key was that extra turn. That
From
extra
the Dark
turn
Robo,
was
baby.
pivotal.
Dude, the Dark Robo was wild.
I like the draft. I like more aggressive style in that sense, but it needs to be a little bit more refined. We need to tighten up where the ban goes and then realize, like, you know, we're giving up turn 1 to Topa V. Topa V does a lot on turn 1, right? We've seen what he's done on turn 1. That Masha has taken out a unit every single game so far, but this time there's no Yin Hong to help support him.
Exactly. So now we're going to see what Topa V can do with his Yan Hong freed up again in game number 4. Seppi, Stoic, take it away.
Yeah, here we go, guys. Game number 4 here. Thompson really needs to take this one if he wants to stay in today's tournament. And Topa V wants to shut it down. So let's see what happens. We got those pre-bans locked in here. Sagaz pre-ban, Light Vampires pre-ban, and this is definitely a must for Topa V. I love that he chose that as a pre-ban here. 33 speed lead, and Oliver's being drafted by Topa V. I do think we go right back to a Vanessa potentially from Thompson. I do think we need to see like an all-gas kind of style play style from him. So we'll see what happens.
I do love the Wedget as well here. The pre-bans on both sides, very, very strong. You gotta wait for that Yan Hong. It has to be expected. The Vanessa hits the field and the Laura. So he's saying, I have high base speed, I have 33, and like we called it, the Yan Hong and the Masha, you know, that connection between these 3 units is so strong. Now, Thompson can choose, I can bring other very fast units to fight for turn 1, or I need an answer to this, right?
Yeah, we have to answer these 2 units right now. They've been way too good for Topa V. So if he doesn't respond to like why this Masha is able to get so many turns and deal so much damage, you know, that's a problem. We are contesting this Yan Hong with an Ethna, so I do like that. It's a nice interrupted second defense break. Narsha is a quite aggressive unit here, so it's very nice to see that come out here. So this is really nice. This is where those like clutch LD Nat 5s come into play, and I think the Narsha is hyper aggressive, and I'm a big fan of that.
I really like that. I'm just not sure if this Laura is on Vio or Swift. So that's going to be an interesting question. The Ragdoll is a great response to a lot of AoE, gaining attack bar and countering, and the Rika is the last pick. We talked about the pocket occult girls, and Topa V bringing it back.
Ooh, is it the Lexi or is it going to be the Han? Because I can't help but think like Han's going to be what's going to wrap up this draft. I know he wants it.
I don't know if I love the Han.
It's just a flash. It's just for good luck.
Yeah,
it's good luck.
I would love right here maybe something that removes stuff, like a Fire Cassandra, you know?
I think that's the idea here.
Yeah, gets another speed lead, which is great as well. Protection, speed lead. The question right now is, do you ban the speed lead on that side or the Yan Hong? One of those 2 is fine, and this time he takes out the Yan Hong. There is no strip right now, but there's no immunity on that side. So great ban from Topa getting rid of that Pontos.
Yeah, super important match. 33 lead for both players here. This is really important because I do think Thompson has a little bit of an all-in kind of draft here. So if he's not able to take stuff out here, I definitely see a Topa V taking this victory. So let's see what happens, guys. We got Ethna kicking us off here. We have all skills available, of course. Going for a capture on top of this, what is this? This is the Oliver.
Ooh, the Oliver pushed ahead, so very good choice because now there's nothing for him to reset. So beautiful play by Thompson right here. Useless Brock, my Sierra does that all the time. And now the Laura finally will do the same and push everyone. If you push everyone,
he needs to strip so
the Rika,
bad.
Yeah, no, and it doesn't matter because if the Rika goes, she only has 1 unit.
Gets the additional turn. He needs to get the stuns here. And then you can really slow down Topa V. Gets big stuns on top of the Oliver. Obviously, Mash is going to go all in on top of this Laura here.
Now you just need to remove this Rika off the field. Don't let her play. She gets lots of damage. Proc from the Ragdoll. Widen it down. Can he get the death break? No,
but he gets the stun, which is huge. Looking to set up some defense breaks here with this Ethna, and he's not able to set up any defense breaks at all. So right now, Thompson definitely in the driver's seat. We've got a lot of things going on right now. He's able to take out this Oliver here, and he does get that. We've got no additional turns. It's potentially a despaired Rika. This is what we're talking about, coming in with a draft and just being hyper-aggressive, going all in, and he needs to remove these units, and that's happening right now. And it kicked off with that Laura, kicking things off and really setting Thompson up here to win this match.
Very well played. The Etna pushing ahead. Evan, you liked meticulous. I have another dictionary word. I have one hidden behind the table right here. A holistical draft. Thompson observed what was missing over there, and he brought in the aggression that Tyler asked about. He wanted to see monsters that could remove monsters from the field. And the Narsha is exactly that. The ragdoll is gone, my friend. And with that, we're gonna get a game 5.
We love a game 5, guys.
What an absolute banger of a match.
Dude, this is the perfect way to conclude the summit. A game 5 between two players of this caliber is absolutely insane. I feel so happy right now. Tyler, that was incredible. Dude, game 4, that was so important for Thompson. Now Topa is putting everything on the line if he wants to walk away with the $2,500.
Yeah, will he be able to maintain that lead, or will he get reverse swept? Overall, gotta say, that is exactly what we wanted to see, right? We talked about it, you know, Seppi with his fantastical dictionary words.
Yes, listicle. And we even mentioned Narsha by name.
By name. And by the number, we got the aggression we were looking for. It's exactly what we needed to see from Thompson.
Yes.
And in this last match, we're going to see the respect band on both sides. Both of these players respecting the most pivotal and key unit in the opposite person's draft.
Yes. Here we go, everybody. This is the last game of the day. The 5th round between Topa V and Thompson. By the end of this, we will have our America Summit 2024 champion. Give him a big round of applause. And Seppi and Stoic, take it away for the last game.
All right, let's get into it, everybody. Vanessa first pick with Thompson. We've got the Cigar, we got the Chandra coming back, and we have our very final match with Thompson versus Topa V.
These guys are incredible drafters, Stoic. I love the respect. Thompson said, I'm not playing against Yon Hong anymore. Topa V said, I'm not seeing that Laura procking on my face anymore. Great pre-bans, and now they're back to the comfort zone. Topa bringing in that Chandra has been so powerful, protecting, and now the Cigar. And
I was about to call both the picks. I was like, I want to see a Julianne, and I want to see the Ethna. I want to see something to go full control here, and then be able to capitalize off of defense breaks, and that's exactly what Thompson's bringing. But I do really like a Juno, and I like that Ragdoll. We're able to capitalize on a lot of the attack bar gain coming out of the Thompson.
Can I tell you something? You know what I would love to see? A violent Vertihill. I just feel like this is the kind of game that Verd can just rip apart. There's nothing to stop him. Cigar, weak against Verd. Juno, weak against Verd. Rag, Verd is strong against that stuff too. That's going to be super, super interesting. And Thompson has the 2 last picks, or he goes full turn 1. The Gapsu coming out, and protection plus speed lead from Pontos that got the ban last time. And Topa V has 1 more.
I think the Gapsu's fine. No problem with this. I feel like, you know, for this last match here, I feel like Thompson might want to be a little safe here instead of going hyper aggressive, because you know it's a shame to go all in and then not get anything here. But we did go with a more defensive draft. Pontos, Gapsu, definitely wrapping up. I think this is totally fine here. Fire Monk King, I think, is a great unit. You know, it can be very, very impactful. We'll see what happens for this. I feel like it's just ban on Ragdoll, or ban on Ragdolls. To be honest with you, I think that's what's going to be happening against this turn 1 with the Ethna. But let's see what happens. But we've got bans coming out right now in this final match.
I agree with you. That looks like one of the most disruptive units right now. I could see as well a ban on the Chandra, to be honest, or the Juno. Interesting.
Yep. And there you have it. Bans are locked in. Speed leads. Guys, this is our final match of the summit. Thompson versus Topa V. Let's let them hear it, guys. And let's get into it, because Ethna going to be kicking it off for us. Looking for that big 3rd skill, going to be locking down a unit, and Cigar's going to be that unit of choice, not getting the stun. Of course, you've got 3rd skill available. Cigar looking for a reset on top of the Pontos, gets the provokes, and I'm pretty sure he got the reset.
Yeah, he got the reset, and now the Chandra can put some protection on top of him, or no, just goes for the full damage and slow.
He's going all in on the Ethna, and I love it.
Yeah, this Ethna's getting punished. Right now, the Vanessa needs a key stun, gets the death break. He's gonna hit everyone, but it's gonna get really, really low and probably say bye-bye.
Yep, let's see what happens. So big 2nd skill provoke lands on top of the Ethna. We've got the Hug coming out on top of the Cigar, who is looking really low. A little bit of poke damage coming towards Vanessa. Of course, we're gonna be coming back with the 3rd skill with Vanessa, so Ethna's back on the table. No stun, but the initial turn's coming out. He's gonna be dropping that Ethna once again.
Yeah, very well played by Topa. I think that those 2 last units from Thompson were a little bit too passive. You go with turn 1, now it's everything on Vanessa's shoulders. The Pontos, even if it procs, it's reset and full control from Topa right here. The Ragdoll has been so instrumental in this draft.
There's that defense break sitting on top of the Vanessa. Be prepared, because Ragdoll's about to launch in a bunch of damage. Big skill 2's coming in there. Does get the kill. Gets the additional turn. Obviously, Thompson's going to be put on the back foot, and it's not looking good because we have no damage. Our damage is sitting on top of Gapsu's shoulders right now.
Yes, and the Fire Monkey came out of his mind.
So many additional turns coming out of this Fire Monkey. Absolutely shutting it down right now. We've got the control. We've got so much attack bar pushback. This defense breaks everything. Fire Monkey to be kicking off. Topa V gets the victory over Thompson.
Topa V is our America's Summit 2024 champion. Give him a hand, everybody.
Incredible match. And Evan, once again, I just wanted to ask, who did I say that was going to win before the tournament started? Just like SWC, you know. I do love Thompson.
You have a way.
Did a great job, but, you know.
You have a way with knowing.
Some people call me the Oracle.
Yes,
the first male one in Summoners War. They're generally females, but...
What element are you, though?
I am the void.
You're the right
element.
element.
the one of those people in Vaemon, the neutral element. What a great last game to round it out there. Topa V, really with that was a statement game right there. He played that match like he had somewhere to be after this, you know, like he operated on full all cylinders, roaring right there. Stoic, what'd you think of that last game, man?
It was crazy, man. That's kind of what you want to see. You want to be at the edge of your seat. You want to be excited, and we got that, man. It was incredible to see that. Once that Fire Monkey started turning up, you're like, it's over. This is crazy. How do you stop this train? Because this train was not stopping. The additional turns, the defense break, the sustain, everything worked out so well for Topa V in that draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Seppi, thoughts?
There's 5 letters for you. Cigar, my guy. When Cigar reset, that Pontos just make the whole strategy kind of rip apart. But I got to say something. Give it up for Thompson. Great drafts, recovery. Being down 2-0 so hard and bringing it up to a game 5. These guys are so close to each other, and they gave us an amazing show.
And we talk about that all the time, that psych, man.
Yes.
It's the fact that, you know, Thompson, he does have that, all this experience being out here, live tournaments, and he's able to keep going. You know, he was two-round deficit coming back there. It's huge, man. It takes people with experience to come back from those.
Man, credit where it's due. Got us to game 5, and Topa was the one to take it away. And I believe that Pat, why? Because I'm a G, is standing right behind me here, ready to interview him. Take it away, Pat.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Evan. I'm here with your 2024 America's Summit champion, Topa V. Now, Topa, you jumped out to a 2-game lead. Thompson got it back to 2-2. Absolutely crazy. Can't ask for better. We got a best of 5, went to the 5th game. How are you feeling when it got to that 5th game, man?
Definitely had me sweating there. You know, I was feeling really good after those first 2 games, but then Thompson figured out my Yang Masha combination there and broke it up in the 3rd and 4th game, and that really, you know, shook me.
I mean, definitely thank you first and foremost to Thompson and Topa for giving us a great match to watch. Again, congratulations to Topa. You know, both these guys like brothers to me. I've known them for 7 years. Watched them both grow, watched them both continue to play, and that's the one thing that I'm super thankful for with Summoners War these 10 years. Is all the great friends and relationships I've built through these 10 years. So Topa, congratulations for now. Let's check out the highlights with the casters, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Thank you for that, guys. So true from Pat. So Tyler, here we go. We got the highlights from that incredible last game there. Walk us through game 1.
Game 1 was a lot of defensive drafting here. So we saw the Wusa. We weren't really huge fans of it. It basically sat there stunned the whole fight. This Cigar combination, like we talked about it earlier, speed lead, Cigar, Yin Hong, Masha, was able to kill something first every single time early on, absolutely destroy someone. Going into the 2nd game though, like, we had to change the strategy up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love seeing this live because you can see Thompson in the tank here, like trying to develop a way to crack the code on this draft. And I think he adapted so well.
Yeah, and sadly, the second thing, actually, when we were saying we wanted to see more gas for Thompson, we actually saw more gas for Topa. He turned it up 15 notches and decided he was going to really, really set the tone for the matches. And he did. That Miles absolutely did nothing in this match.
It's true. A lot was lost with that speed lead. You know, that he was just so slow going into the game. And this is where we start seeing the adjustment. We start seeing playing around with something a little bit more aggressive, also bringing the tricks. And notably, that Dark Robo really pulled through in that moment. Massive violent proc. It's why you root him on violent. It's why you got to do it. You got to hope for moments like those, and that's when the Dark Robo came through and set him up to carry it home in that game.
Yeah, and that was the beginning of the reverse sweep. Thompson had the chance to come back and win it all there. He had the gas, he pushed for it, and he really gave Topa a run for his money.
Yeah, and I just, again, like Stoic and Seppi were talking about, like just having the presence of mind to come back from that point deficit is crazy difficult, like when you're up there, and here's that adjustment. This is the moment that I was so happy for, Tyler. Bringing the Narsha, which is exactly what we asked for. Well, I asked for Carlos, but I'm not getting Carlos. Happy with Narsha. It was a great game.
Yeah, it's a fantastic draft here. So the bans show that we don't want any immunity on the other side. We want to play very, very aggressively, and Thompson has the aggressive setup for that. Going into round 5, the last match here, I thought Thompson had a fantastic draft. His ban, in my opinion, was actually better here, but it didn't quite work out when Etha missed that stun and cigar, and everything went downhill, and Topa managed to take it off.
Yeah, he did, and this really showed just how talented Topa V is at drafting, at executing. You watch these plays, and you watch Cigar, who made it into like every single game up there, and how potent he was. It's a super strong skill 3. Topa's a strong player. Let's go join him up there. And now we got with our winner for the America Summit 2024 World Finals.
All right, guys, I think it's time for the trophy presentation. Welcome to the stage with me, the casters. Thank you very much for our PT casters, our ES casters, and of course, our EN casters. Somebody's very excited on that end, not about our casters, unfortunately. We got Rakuni coming to the stage with something special around Rakuni's waist. It looks like we got a championship belt for the 2024 America Summit winner, Topa V. Hey. How's it feel, guys? Show the belt off. How's it feel?
Man, it feels surreal. Like, I didn't expect that I could do this, but you know.
Well, you played great today. You deserve it, guys. Thanks for the awesome matches. Again, thank you, Mendieta. Thank you, Truwell. Thank you, Thompson. But today's winner is Topa V, guys. Give it up one more time for Topa. Now, guys, just to highlight something real quick, if you guys have time, today, aside from the summit, was part of our 10-year celebration. This was for our 10-year meetup. We'll be having another meetup tomorrow to celebrate this 10-year event. So if you couldn't make it out here today, please come out and join us tomorrow. If you did come out here today, come back again tomorrow, guys. Thank you guys so much. Take care. So long for now.
Thank you so much, everybody. To the folks at home, to the folks in the house with us tonight, thank you for watching the America Summit on behalf of me and all of us on the English casters. Thank you so much, and goodbye, and I'll pass it over to our Portuguese casters next.
Muito obrigado a todos que participaram. Ano que vem, né, Monágua, teremos os brasileiros aqui com toda certeza, e dale Brasil!
Vambora, continua treinando aí que a gente tem muito caminho pela frente. Ano que vem eu quero ver todo mundo aqui.
Y gracias a todos los de habla hispana que estuvieron apoyándonos. Ahí a Mendieta también.
Me sumo a la palabra de Cacho. Muchas gracias a todos los presentes. Thank you very much. Y nada, nos vemos próximamente en la Copa América probablemente.
And one more time, guys, thank you again for watching. Thank you for supporting all these 10 years, guys. It's been a great 10 years. Let's make it 10 more. Come out, come play, come hang out, and continue supporting the game, guys. We love you all.
Yeah,